All right, gentlemen, are we ready to meet our panel during
Let's
our
go.
Q&A? All right,
I'm
let's
ready.
have some fun.
Sarah, you're muted.
Muted. What is it doing? Like my whole system almost crashed, but when I played both the intro video and the gauntlet video, I don't know what's going on tonight. But in any event, welcome everyone to the Q&A portion. You are all regulars here. Do I feel any need? Do you think I need to explain the rules of Q&A? If you need the rules explained, please raise your hand. No? Okay. All right. We're going to be respectful. We're going to go one at a time. Starting with Spin, you were actually the first one back there. Spin, do you want to go ahead and ask a question or make a comment?
Comment is, Jason, it's good to see you, brother. I just talked to E.T. today, and he said knock him dead.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, Ringworm. I'll get to you soon.
That was it?
Oh, that was it. Oh, yes.
All right. Fair enough. Okay. Ant, to you, sir.
Thank you. Good to see you, Jason. Thank you for coming, Ring y'all. It's probably going to be a very spicy night, but I'm not going to light the fire. I just had a question for Ring y'all, and it's just a little bit of a pushback on your closing statement. When you're talking about Biden's speech, like, you understand that, yeah, people memed the hell out of Biden on the red background, but what people really took more offense with in that speech was its content, not just the framing.
Yeah, maybe. I will say that that's not what Jason invoked. He did literally invoke the framing, but I mean, there were some things that I probably wouldn't have said if I were Joe Biden in that speech, but I think that most of it is defensible. And, you know, anybody who's getting outraged by the contents of that speech, either don't understand the severity of how bad Donald Trump is, or is chastising Joe Biden for things that are a fourth as bad as what Donald Trump says on a regular basis.
Wouldn't it be pretty normal to be outraged at someone basically saying that you're an enemy of the people, of the state, even? Like that's a pretty inflammatory statement, is it not?
I agree, but if you're a Trump supporter,
I mean, he's allowed
you're
to say
criticizing.
it, but
well, I mean, if you're criticizing, you know, Biden saying that somebody's an enemy of the people, and you're a
No.
Trump supporter, right?
No,
There's just no way.
No, Biden is allowed to say his comments and make what and say what he thinks. I am only explaining the effect it has and where it's projected to. So yes, I'm saying it's understandable that people would be upset at hearing them being called these things, right? Like that's not.
Oh yeah,
that's
certainly.
a pretty normal thing.
I would understand why somebody, if they get called garbage, would be upset that they were called garbage. Yeah.
Well, let me interject here, because when it comes down to it, and Trump says that the media, the news media, happens to be the enemy of the people. I think that's actually a statement he needs to walk away from. Where I do understand his theory, you know, the sentiment behind it, I think it is bad politics. And Joe Biden did the exact same thing, except for instead of targeting journalists and a profession, he targeted the opposition's voting.
Trump's statement is
Trump's statement is bad.
It's overly broad. It's just
it is. But
what
let's be honest and real about it. I think calling the citizens the enemy of the people, I think is a step higher. It's an escalation. If you will.
Especially when it's a political rival, that's just not a great look when you're trying to demonize your political opponents. Like that doesn't have a good history.
what Donald Trump says, I think the bigger problem is the people from within. We have some very bad people, sick people, radical left lunatics. It should be very easily handled by the National Guard or the military because we can't let that happen. You don't think that that's comparable? Calling like, you know,
I
the
don't like
radical
that
left
statement either.
the enemy from within. Well, I'm saying
And I
it's
don't-
just, you know, it speaks
I'm not a
to
fan
if
of
a Trump
anyone
supporter is if a Trump supporter is outraged by the divisive rhetoric of Joe Biden, I think they probably
and
have some inward
If
looking
you
to do.
felt if you felt
Well-
targeted by that statement, I would understand why you'd be upset too. Yes.
Well, so the main difference is and the context of each statements. Okay, Biden was talking about those who voted for Trump. Trump was talking about those who were openly rioting and things like that. Now, is it any better? No, but I think it is slightly worse. Just because you chose to vote for someone that was not the senile old man, you're automatically considered an enemy of the people. I think that is a bit higher on the escalation scale.
What about when Donald Trump said they're scum, and they want to take down our country and they're absolute garbage? What about that one?
I'd need more context.
Just wondering.
I mean, it's almost like the basket of deplorables at level, honestly.
Okay.
Like it's rude.
Look, I am not an apologist. I will say exactly what I think. I'm as last night guest. I'm not a mushroom gobbler.
What's wrong with mushrooms?
During Pride Month,
Do
I
Democrats
guess
not
you're
like
supposed
mushrooms? I don't understand.
Yeah, well, it's really more of a homophobic slur. Is that he's
I
throwing,
know
even
that.
though he likes to
playing-
say it isn't. It's,
I know. I was playing dumb.
Oh,
he
I
was
like
playing dumb about it too. It was like,
no, he wasn't playing.
anyways, I think you answered my question, Real. I appreciate it. I look forward to the gauntlet and the open panel. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Anne. I appreciate you. All right, for the win. Your turn, sir.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, everyone, for being here tonight. Jason, Reynold. Reynold, I got to hear bits and pieces of everything that you said so far. I just wanted to have you quickly frame specifically that day with J6. Was it a Fedsurrection or not? Let's just start with that. Do you believe in that or not? Were there FBI agents in attendance that day there?
Well, those are two way different claims, right? It's obviously not a Fedsurrection, but there were FBI agents and FBI informants in the crowd.
Okay, and what do you think they were doing there that day?
The FBI informants were there to report on the extremist groups. The FBI respondents were there after violence had already broken out.
Okay, so the other day, Trump put out a statement on Truth saying, to all the FBI agents who were forced by Christopher Wray to go to the Capitol on the afternoon of January 6th and then risk their careers to blow the whistle about the political bias and abuses they witnessed, I want to thank you for your courage and assure you that you now work for a director, Kash Patel, and Attorney General Pam Bondi, who are stamping out political bias from the Bureau and DOJ. And making sure agents pursue criminals without regard to their political stripe, just the evidence. Keep up the good work.
What do you think that proves?
Well, I want to ask about, as the prompt says, J6 outrage was purely leftist media persecution of political rivals. So after that day's events and everything, the J6 panel was created, and it was created into this nightly drama on primetime for the whole entire world to ultimately see.
Wait, hold on.
So we were given bits and
out. That quote that you read out, what do you think that's proving? That Donald Trump said it was corrupt? I believe that.
Well, what I'm saying is that I think that there were FBI agents there in attendance and that they were creating some of the violence there that day too. So when you have it goes back to what Jason was saying earlier as well too, is that when you have a mass of people are going to do stupid shit. But when you have people intently on doing violence, damage, destruction, and all the like, you're stirring the pot. You're creating a matter that's even worse and such.
No.
So
where's your evidence that the FBI was promoting people to engage in violence?
Well, look at Ray Epps. He was there that day. He was there the day before. And there's video of him inciting the crowds there even the night before. Go to the Capitol.
Ray Epps is even an FBI agent.
Well, he's an FBI agent. I mean, you can look it up.
What's the evidence of that? Thank you. Okay.
Well, no, I mean, that's just what it is. I mean, look him up. He is an FBI agent. That's what it is.
Like, you guys like to frame him as one, but there's not evidence that he is one, right?
So, Sarah,
there is.
There's a picture. There's a picture I'm sharing with you. It actually shows one ATF agent and 2 FBI agents that just happened to be there. They were both agitators on the
I don't want that one on there with what it said.
Oh yeah, I didn't.
You can't put that on there, Jason.
I didn't even think about that. That's my bad.
So to the point of it becoming this media persecution, we were showing all clips during that panel of all the horrible things that were done that day, and it was framed in a very negative light of MAGA. We were the enemy of the people. Yeah. Absolutely not. It was framed that way. And the problem that I have the most is that all of that evidence that they had, they destroyed. If that is what happened, why did they destroy the evidence?
What evidence do you think was destroyed?
Everything that they had, all the clips of everything. That was all destroyed.
If you go to the J6 committee, you can see most of the transcriptions of the interviews, right?
You can see the interviews. You cannot see the CCTV. There's some supposedly
that was released by the House afterward, right?
There was some 3,000 hours supposedly that was deleted. I don't know about the validity of the number there.
A lot of it wasn't released. We have no indication that any of this was deleted, and a lot of it was released by the House committee, right?
And that footage is gone. Therefore, it's been deleted from public access.
Footage is not gone. That's why all of you guys think that the Capitol police officers were leading people through the Capitol. It's because of the footage that was released by the House.
Yes. That footage. No, that footage. There's a
lot of footage.
So, there's a lot of footage. Look, and the most generous thing that I can actually say is, of the 3,000 hours of supposed footage that was put down, that was brought down from the website. Only maybe 50 hours of it was actually relevant. Because they had all of the surveillance from like 3 days prior to 3 days afterwards. Is where that large amount of number comes from. So if it's not relevant, getting rid of it is not that big of a deal. The people that were escorted, and there were people escorted by Capitol Police, that footage made it to the proper trials where they need to be brought forward as evidence, and that evidence was presented. How the jury actually, and that's all that matters.
Through released by the House. So if it was deleted, they couldn't provide it.
It was deleted after all the trials have been done, and it's like,
no, it hasn't.
Okay, dude. It's being reported that over 3,000 hours have been deleted. I'm saying that it was removed from the website. I'm not saying it's gone. I'm not saying it's destroyed. They just,
so what you're getting that from the Minority Report on January 6th from the House, who ended up releasing a lot of the footage that people were saying was, clipped out of context. And the place that they get the rest of the numbers is just that it wasn't reported, or that it wasn't posted publicly by the J6 committee, which they have no legal obligation to do.
I think they should publish everything, man.
That's great. Everything that's not the leading evidence, right?
But again, this isn't about, I'm not defending violence, destruction, mayhem, any of that stuff, but that stuff did happen. And what was the cause and the effect of that happening?
The cause of the violence was people trying to break into the Capitol.
I'm talking about certifying the election at that point. This event was a Fedsurrection in the sense that they used this, really, because they didn't send it back to the states like they had the proof of. Because of the events, they steamrolled everything and they certified the election that day.
It's illegal to send it back to the states like you're saying. That's a violation of the Electoral Count Act.
No, it's not.
It is, and Eastman said that it was.
Okay, whatever you think, man. Because as far as I'm concerned,
what Trump's lawyers think, right? It's not me, right? It's Trump's lawyer. It's the dude. It's the architect of this plan to send it back to the states. Says that it's illegal. It's against the Electoral Count Act.
I don't know what to say to that, because I don't believe that was what ultimately was true with it. And going forward with it all is that on Inauguration Day, every metropolitan area in this entire country was boarded up, bracing for riots. Before J6, you had the Savannah Guthrie interview with Trump. Are you going to have the peaceful transition of power occur? All of these questions were leading up to this event. This event was simply planned. It was going to happen with or without those people showing up there that day.
They were asking if he was going to concede the election peacefully, because he kept saying, I don't know if I'm going to concede the election because of all of the mail-in ballots, right? So our journalists are obviously going to ask,
to the point of election
if
fraud.
this election is stolen, are you going to concede? And he says, I don't know, maybe. Like, obviously they're going to keep asking him, hey, are you going to concede, until he says yes, right? That's not evidence of planning, right? That's evidence of Donald Trump saying something fucking crazy, journalists asking him for a response, and then that's it.
Do the math on it now. He left peacefully, allowed all this stuff to happen. And the 61 cases that were quote unquote denied, there was no hearings on any of this stuff. It was all dismissed based on latches and standing.
That's not true. There were evidentiary hearings on a lot of those cases.
Not on many of them. Most of them, as you described.
It was like
most of them were dismissed on the grounds of standing, but there were evidentiary hearings on these cases. Most of the cases that, you know, were built by the Trump administration were just filled out by affidavits of like Republican operatives that had literally no value, right? They couldn't provide any evidence to these courts. They haven't provided any evidence in public. The House and all of the Republicans have all of the political interest in the world to provide evidence that the 2020 election is stolen. We have fuck all. We have no evidence, nothing.
So now take a look at Arizona now. When Tulsi went there to get the ballots and all the pushback that they had. You can't come here and get our ballots.
What did they find?
Well, we're about to find out here. Now, if you want to take a step back from that and look at the 22 election that they had there, everything stop. But you know what? We'll count your ballot downtown. Go ahead and put your ballot in box 3. These elections are apparently, at least 2020 was supposed to be the safest and most securest election we've ever had. And then you have something like that happen there. And these are the swing states
substantiating
everything.
We're just substantiating that every
I'm just saying, if you went, if you went to go and vote,
there is no truth but power, right? That you just give all of these narratives. That's all it is.
It's because your party has been stealing elections for far longer than just 2020.
And your party has been cashing a lot of checks that your evidence cannot cash. That's that. You write a lot of checks with your mouth. I ask you for evidence. You say, it doesn't matter. Well, okay. Well, you need to substantiate this shit, okay? And you just like going silent for 3 seconds and then moving on to a new topic is not substantiating your claims. Just want to let you know that.
Well, because the evidence is, they have all the evidence. It's coming out right now. By June 30th, Tulsi said that's on 2020 specifically. It's coming out.
Isn't it crazy? You guys have been saying that since 2020, okay? It's been 6 years. Yeah. Where's all of this evidence?
I'm still waiting on the Kraken.
And that's the point, is that to the point I made about all the metropolitan areas being boarded up downtown everywhere, this country was ready for civil war. We took the path of the least resistance to prevent that from very happening ultimately. And ever since then, we've been shown in all streams of everything on how much corruption there is in our governments. You can't just tell us that there's corruption in our government. You actually have to show the people, and that's what we've been shown. So now Trump has the media, or excuse me, Trump has the people on his side. If you guys think that, oh, he's a rapist, he's this, he's that, whatever, why did he win 24 with millions more votes than 2020 or 2016?
I think this is a really good, encapsulation of this conversation here. When November 30th, 2020, in a meeting between Jenna Ellis and Rudy Giuliani and the Arizona state legislators, the Arizona state legislator said, hey, you're claiming a lot of, election fraud. Do you have any evidence for this? And Giuliani says, quote, well, we don't have evidence, but we have a lot of theories. And then when that frustrated the Arizona legislators, he said, come on, guys, I thought we were all Republicans. This is a little more hostile than I thought it'd be, right? This is a perfect encapsulation of Republicans, where they just say the election was rigged. When asked for evidence, they just go back to theory, and that's it. And that's all it is, right? Keep saying that there's election fraud. We're waiting for evidence. It's been 6 years. We've got nothing. You saying that it's going to come out next year for 6 years straight tells me it's probably not going to come out.
Well, why would something like that come out during Biden's tenure, for example? Why would that come out then?
And then this will be the final. Rinald, am I muted? No.
Sorry.
Just final thought from you, Win, and then we'll move on to Kraut.
You go ahead and you can move on. We'll get at this later. That's cool.
Okay. All right. Kraut, you want to go ahead?
Yeah, how you doing, sir? What's up, Spin and Clay and everybody? I'm going to try to stick to the prompt until the DJ mode kicks in. What's your name? To the leftist era, or her left? No, the other side.
Ringwald. You talking about
Ringworm.
Ringwald. All right.
ringworm?
Do you think it's the media's job to report facts or suspicions or conspiracies?
I think it's the media's job to report on the news, right? And I think that every, thing that they say should be substantiated by the evidence at the time.
Okay. What evidence was there that there was an attempted insurrection?
All of the people breaking into the Capitol, all of the public posts by the Proud Boys saying that we need a revolution.
Okay. Who broke in, or how many people broke in to act this insurrection?
I don't have that number off the top of my head.
It's around 1,300.
On 1,300.
1,300? No, maybe 1,300 went to the protest, but I don't think 1,300.
No, 1,300 actually made it into the Capitol. There was probably about
Oh yeah, they were let in, Jason. Yeah, they didn't storm it though.
Well, at the Capitol itself, you had about 150 to 200,000 people. In all of the surrounding area, probably around 500,000 people showed up for January 6th.
All right. Now, some of those people, I imagine, got arrested, right?
1,300 people got arrested. Yes.
Okay. Did any of them get charged with insurrection or attempted insurrection?
Nope.
So should the media report that it was an insurrection?
At the time, I think there was justification to call it an insurrection. Yeah.
Well, I mean, how you got the burden of proof
Because there's a colloquial understanding. There's a colloquial understanding of what insurrection means, and this meets that definition. Right? The Colorado Supreme Court agreed that it meets this definition as well.
If the courts agreed, they should have arrested people for insurrection. What's the definition of?
So the definition that Colorado gave was a group of people trying to prevent the execution of the Constitution with violence. That's the definition that Colorado gave.
Say that one more time, just so I'm clear on your definition.
A group of people trying to prevent the execution of the Constitution with violence.
Yeah, I think there was only like 9 or 10 people that were actually violent. The rest were just let in, and like you
9 or 10 people were violent.
No, there was.
I don't know. I could be off with those numbers.
I think as far as actual violence, I think the numbers were in the tens. There wasn't a whole lot of people that was actually charged with like assaulting the police. The majority of the people there were charged with obstruction of government actions, and trespassing was the two main deals.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of people who were charged with a lot of shit there, but nobody was charged with insurrection. Nobody
Right.
outright impeded the signing over of presidency. So
That's
again,
not true, right? They delayed
it was
delayed the
delayed.
certification.
That there was impedance of government actions. Yes, that did actually happen. That's why they had the Zoom meeting later that night to certify the election.
Okay. All right. Well, then I'll concede on that. But when it goes back around to open panel, I mean, both like I don't watch the news. I don't watch Fox. I don't watch NBC. They're both highly fucking guilty of what is it, propaganda, and to make mass hysteria of the people. So yeah, we can get back on that, because if you want to judge the media for doing that, man, there's a lot of things we can show how the media downplays what the radical left and the fucking liberals do all day long. But I concede my time.
I mean, isn't it? Well, real quick, can I say one more thing?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it kind of funny that you're saying that the media is giving like a bunch of inaccurate narratives about January 6th, and you do like literally nothing?
No. Listen.
Sorry.
I actually said I concede on that. When Jason stated what he stated, I said I concede on that point. You got to listen. This is, I know you're a far lefty. You need to open your ears. I conceded on that point. I said when it goes back around, we can go in for how the media is a mass propaganda machine.
Seems like they got you, buddy.
Yeah, I conceded, bro. Like, that's not a got you. I conceded. But it's not because of what you said. It's because of what Jason informed me on.
Thank you.
I can see my time, Sarah.
Thank you so much, crowd. I appreciate it. Clay, my love, Go ahead with your question or comment.
Yeah, you guys, I appreciate you having your debate. I'm trying to figure out if I can even call it that. Jason, are you a plant?
Am I a plant? I am a Fed. Like I literally work for the federal government, but
I figured.
But yeah. No, I'm
I figured.
a military vet, current civil servant. Sure, I'm a plant. Whatever.
Thank you for your service.
That gets me out of the house.
Yeah. Rinyald, I did capture some. Appreciate you replenishing the bottle. I was hoping to see this debate go to actual media coverage. It did not. Jason, yes, it is boring. It is super boring to hear the same old, no, they really did it. No, they really did it. No, they really did it. And that's what we get from the leftists. That's why this bottle continues to fill up every time I do a little spray. But maybe I can help out. So in the media business, in the press business, there's this little thing called accreditation. And with accreditation comes responsibility, right? The idea that you can get a seat at the White House press conference. The idea there is that you're going to report on the truth. Okay. Now CNN, Fox News, ABC, NBC, all these big stations, all these big corporations, they get a seat because they're supposedly accredited. However, countless time after again and again and again and again, we hear anchors come on these platforms to do commentary, and they lie, and they absolutely outright 100% lie to the American people and tell them untruths. Take, for instance, Don Lemon, Joy Reid, Joe Scarborough, right? Now, I would have liked to hear this conversation to go there, but I want to understand it because Brynjolf's going to have to defend this. Why is it that these individuals come out with the idea of a racial narrative immediately after J6? Why do they say that these individuals were throwing an attack on the Capitol for the intent of race, right? They're saying that conservatives are attacking the Capitol because they're racist. Now, please, sir, since this is the prompt, this is the actual prompt. Why is it that these media outlets, this is from day one, and from day one onward, this has been the narrative that these people attacked the Capitol because of race.
Yeah, who said that?
Okay, so I can literally give you their quotes.
I would love for you to give me those quotes. Yeah.
All right, sure. Like, because I already knew this stuff occurred, but because the prompt was here, I'm like, oh, goody, we get to actually talk about this stuff.
Perfect.
Yeah. Joy Reid. So, Joy Reid here. Let me slide it back up because the quotes are actually up. Some old stuff, obviously.
Yeah.
Joy Reid. Let's see.
Sorry, I don't mean to stop can't hold that in its tracks, guys. My bad.
No. I mean, these are things that are well documented.
No, I'm not certain that it is, but that's fine.
Yeah. No, I'm sure you don't, because you don't even watch your own media outlets. It's funny, right?
And somehow I'm still outraged about Jan 6. I wonder how that happens.
Yeah, you don't watch your own media outlets. Yep, I know. Hold on.
Hey, Sarah, why Clay
Mhm.
pulls that up, can I just say something real quick?
Mhm.
Go ahead, Carl.
Um, Ringwood or yeah, Song, whatever your name is, my fault, bro.
You're all
Uh,
good.
whatever Clay is about to pull up, and I'm sure Clay is very knowledgeable. You can't deny that the left does have a history to pull the racial card. They are well fucking known for that. But this is
Mhm.
Clay's time. I just wanted to say that while he pulled that up.
I do have
Sure,
it.
I think race is probably invoked more often than it should be. I can agree with that. Yeah.
Very good. Okay, Joy Reid. She
Mm-hmm.
expressed deep fury over the double standard in law enforcement's treatment of rioters compared to Black Lives Matter protesters. On air, she described the mob as white privilege personified, stating white nationalism was on full display. They breached the Capitol, the Citadel. Here's the funny thing. She's calling it a citadel. That means it's like her religious sanctuary, I guess. Citadel of our democracy. And we're allowed to just stroll out. And we're allowed to just stroll out because of the color of their skin. That's Joy Reid.
Okay. So your claim saying that that this person said that they broke into the Capitol because of race.
This person?
That's not
Who
what
is
you.
this?
That's,
Do you know
that's
who
not
this person
Joy
is?
Reid. Joy Reid.
Joy Reid.
You said that.
Who is Joy
You said
Reid?
that she said. You said
Who
that
is
she
Joy
said
Reid?
that.
Do you know who Joy Reid is?
Can I respond to what you said?
Well, because
Yeah,
you just
let
said.
him- oh,
Well,
hold
I
on.
need to clarify that he understands who Joy Reid is. Do you
Okay.
know who Joy Reid is?
Yeah, she's an MSNBC host, isn't she?
Okay, very good. I just want to make sure that people understand that this is supposed to be an accredited news
Amazing.
organization.
Can I respond now?
Please.
Okay. So your initial claim was that Joy Reid said that these people broke in because they're racist. You understand that that quote didn't say that at all, right?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't get the quote exactly off the cuff
No, the
because I
core-
was
the core
reading
of
it
that
this
quote.
time instead of
Not
just
even close.
stating what it was. It's literally her saying white
Well, your
nationalism
initial
was on full
characterization, that was
display.
just
Is that
dead
not
wrong,
a
right?
racist statement? Is that not racist?
Nowhere did she say that they broke in because they were racist. You acknowledge
Wait a
that,
minute,
right?
hold on. They were allowed to just stroll out because of the color of their skin.
Correct. That's a different thing, right? So her saying
It's the
that
same exact quote.
That quote is saying that they broke in because they're racist.
No, it's saying they were allowed
Correct.
to.
Okay, so that initial characterization you gave, that's just dead wrong, right?
No, incorrect, sir. Stop trying to twist it.
You said that they
idea
broke in
of
because
them
they're racist,
breaking
right? That's not what that quote
The
said.
idea of them breaking in, being able to take over, is because the police there were looking at it and saying, oh, we're just going to let them trample all over our citadel of democracy because they're
That's
white.
not even what the quote said. That's
That
not
is
even,
exactly what Joy Reid is saying.
You can calm
That
down,
is
Clay.
exactly what she's saying. You're just
Calm
trying
down.
not to hear it.
Well,
He's
so
racist.
What
hold
she's
on.
saying-
Let's correct. Let's get this correct. So her actual quote is that they were just allowed to walk away because of the color of their skin, correct?
Walk away, yes. Because
Right,
what
but
she's
that-
saying is that the legal system is not going to prosecute these people as harshly because they're white, right? That's obviously a matter of opinion, right? She's obviously not stating
No, this was the
anything
day
that she claims
after.
to be fact,
This
correct?
is the day after. Literally the day after.
That's
The
amazing.
very next day. There's no
I
prosecution
think
happening.
I think hold on. Let me help here. I think that's still in count. I think that still wraps into the idea that they were able to do it, right? Because of the color of the skin. Because assumingly, if I walked into a 7-Eleven right now and I stole a candy bar and I looked at the guy and waved to him as I walked right out with the candy bar in my hand and everything, and he didn't even think to look or whatever, someone could very well say, well, the clerk didn't even think that she was stealing a candy bar and just let her walk out because the color of her skin, because he would assume that she wouldn't steal, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So I think it can go both ways in that aspect in terms of what I understand what Clay is saying. And I think it can still wrap that whole entire event up by saying they were just able to walk away, because assumingly if they walked in and caused a bunch of shit and let's just pretend they were all black or something like that. And then they all got arrested. And then you got a white group that walks in, does the same shit, and then walks out because they're white, right? Like, so you're showing the same, you're demonstrating the same racism in terms of the comment in either direction.
So, but it's fundamentally different than what Clay said, right? So at the beginning, he said that Joy Reid said that these people broke in because they're racist, right? That's obviously not what happened. Then we drill down to what she actually said is that the reason that these people were not, harshly prosecuted or were not gone after incredibly hard. Correct.
Yeah,
it is semantics.
Semantics are important in this aspect.
Yes,
yeah,
if you're saying that somebody is lying, then the semantics of what they said is super duper important.
Okay, fine. Well, we're not talking about the J6ers. This is exactly why Jason said this shit is boring, because we're talking about the media, right? The media and their crazy ass reactions to this shit, right? The drumming up.
Can I jump in here for just a moment, please?
Yeah.
Okay. So the reality on the ground, and I mentioned this during the debate, the media was not actually there. They were going off of stories or whatever by independent media people or just witnesses or just making some of the shit up. Joy Reid made this shit up. The reality on the ground was the reason why people were allowed to just walk away is because there wasn't enough people. Okay. When the inauguration of Donald Trump happened in 2024, the streets were crawling with cops because when the left loses, they expect riots. One thing that most people don't expect is the right to riot. It doesn't happen. And when it does, it's usually very poignant and very targeted. I would argue that the J6 riots were probably more organized riot than what you would see in any leftist riot. It was a riot nonetheless. But the reason why there wasn't enough personnel there in order to quell the people was the fact that how rare is it that right-leaning or conservative people actually go to that level? And that's something that we actually, you got to be honest about. Okay. I think it is ridiculous to pretend that everything that happened on January 6th was a bunch of sweet baby angels that didn't do nothing. But the reality is it was just more surprised because it was conservatives or right-leaning individuals that were doing this extrajudicial action.
And can I actually go on to another quote? And just to actually say exactly what I said to you, right? Okay, I quoted Joy Reid. She insinuates that these people are racist. But let's listen to Don Lemon.
That's way different, yeah.
Let's listen to Don Lemon and what he actually said.
Let's do it.
Just a riot. They came there to disrupt the government. People died. Over 140 police officers were injured. Do not let them gaslight you into thinking this was anything less than an insurrection to save their own political skin. Yeah, exactly. Yes, that is racist.
He's racist. I have no.
Yeah,
what do you think that quote says?
Yeah, skin. Oh yeah, absolutely. This guy, we already know that Don Lemon's racist. This has been very much documented, well within substantial reasoning. Dude, the guy's been on air for a long time, okay? Oh, and let's go to Mr. Joe Scarborough, right?
Hey, you're just fucking retarded, right? Like, I don't know what to say.
If these insurrectionists were black, just outright says it, they would have been shot in the face. Open the doors and let them walk through inside the Capitol? Outrageous.
So right? You can grab more quotes. I just want to Clay, can I get a concession that you completely misframed this initially? Can I get a concession of that?
Mr. Ringald, it's clear, it's evident that racist remarks are not coming here from the right media outlets. They're coming from the left media outlets, right? Now, there were some coming from the right media outlets, some what people would probably call rhinos within, you know, but regardless of that, these are particularly pointed at specifically those J6 rioters or insurrectionists or lawbreakers. I mean, personally, I don't see the reasoning to go rehash. Basically, you know, at this point,
I know you don't.
It is
Not
old.
politically advantageous.
It is really old. But it is worth noting that these media outlets, these accredited media organizations, are full of shit. And anybody backing the bullshit from these bullshit artists, I'm sorry, you're a fucking loser. Thank you.
Clay, I don't even know what the fuck you think you substantiated. I don't even know what that was. That was just a soliloquy, bro.
We can kind of sift that one out a little better on the panel. Thank you so much, Clay. I appreciate you. Effigy to you, sir.
Oh, okay. Well, I have this theory that Sarah created these little Q&As to spitefully teach patience to people like me.
This way you all have to sit through what I have to sit through.
All right, so here we go again. Let's jump on this merry-go-round once again. The selective memory outage of right-wingers is expected, but always funny to watch. It's like you guys constantly hit yourselves in the head with a hammer by the lack of things you remember. If this outrage, Jason, is manufactured simply by the left, then why did both the head of the House and the Senate condemn it? Why did a dozen Trump officials resign because of it? Why did Trump-appointed judges call it an assault on democracy? How do you account for Republicans voting to impeach Trump? And how does Outrage explain guilty pleas on things like seditious and conspiracy?
Okay, let's break this down one at a time. That way I can address everything that you asked. I don't want to. I actually want to address every point. So, what's your first one? I'm sorry.
So if the outrage is manufactured by the left, why did a bunch of right-wingers basically get outraged over it? Why did the heads of both houses of Congress and why did a bunch of Trump officials resign over it?
The Uniparty. It's okay. A gay.
Yeah. This is
break it down simple
mentality, right? This is what you guys do. Sure. Anyone who disagrees with Trump, you automatically be like, well,
no, I disagree with Trump on a ton of shit. The deal is, if you want to pretend like we actually have a two-party system, I mean, sure, cool. But the reality is, for the most part, there is a uniparty.
There's not a two-party system because one of the parties
consensus. There's a consensus.
Fuck you over horribly because of what you look like. So
no, all sides fuck you over, dude. Constantly. That's what the government does. The government exists to fuck you over.
Yeah, but some parties fuck you over in specific ways.
Yeah, and others fuck you, and get you to thank them for it after.
So is your answer to every question just going to be the conspiracy?
The uniparty, bro.
No,
like Trump-appointed judges who called it an assault on democracy. Is their outrage manufactured by the left?
I mean, the assault on democracy, I think, is hilarious because we're a constitutional republic, not a democracy.
Yeah,
so
and our constitution mandates that we vote for things. Hence, we're a liberal democracy.
No,
like, come on, man. These are tired ass arguments.
Jason, what's your definition of a republic?
Republic is representative government.
Okay, what's your definition of democracy?
Democracy is everybody voting on everything. We are not a true democracy. We are a constitutional.
How do you add that suffix? Why do you say true democracy?
Democracy is a category.
So we are a constitutional republic with democratic processes.
True. And something that has democratic processes. How would you describe something that has democratic processes?
We're a constitutional republic. It's all the same. That's what we are. All of those.
Okay, but I would argue we're not a democracy.
You'd be wrong.
No one is arguing that we're a true democracy, that we have referendums. No one argues that. Only the right strawmans that. That's all that ever happens. No one has ever on the left argued that point. Ever.
There's literally a term for that, by the way. It's direct democracy, right?
Yeah,
direct democracies are when you vote directly on everything, right? Yes. Democracies in general is when the power is held by the people, right? So if the people vote for representatives, that's a democratic system. And if it's the case that we elect representatives, then it's a republic.
Yes.
Yeah.
It would be considered a democracy because it has democratic processes. Yes.
A government that has democratic processes is a democracy.
You're literally just repeating what I said.
Then
so you agree we're a democracy?
Like you're disagreeing.
We're not a democracy. We're not a democracy. We're a constitutional republic with democratic.
We're not a direct democracy. We're a representative democracy. Up until the 1960s, we were a limited democracy.
LMFAO even.
Cool.
All right, so back to the prompt. If outrage is manufactured by the left, how do you explain the outrage of the Capitol Police and the DC Metro Police?
What do you mean the outrage that
they were outraged?
Authority.
They came out. And said
their authority. How dare their authority be questioned? Yes. Oh, surprise! Tiny tyrants complaining about people not listening to them.
It's all just
police officers.
Yes,
they had like 150 of them injured, and they came out and they were like, "We're against this," and you're like, "Well, they're authoritarians. Of course they would."
Coming from the party that gave you the thin blue line.
I never bought into the thin blue line thing. So wrong guy. I actually not a big fan of cops. So
all right,
their outrage is not manufactured by the left. You agree that, right?
Look, the people who
also, if you're arguing a uniparty, why the fuck would you make a prompt that's calling out specifically the left?
Well, I would say most of the outrage was leftist outrage.
But there's a uniparty. What does it matter?
Who was representing the outrage during the Jan 6 shit? What side?
Ask Ben Shapiro.
You can go on. This is mush brain shit.
This whole night is just fucking weird. Is everybody else like on board with me?
Yeah, it is. It is very weird. It is very weird. I agree.
Just weird. I would even go as far as proposing we just talk about a completely new topic after this.
Please,
we can take a panel. We can take a panel vote, but let's let Bones take his turn. And a reminder to the audience: you have just 3 more donos, and we'll go full gauntlet. Otherwise, we end after Bones's Q&A portion. You've made it this far. Don't lose it. 3 more $10 donos, and we'll keep on going. Bones, to you, sir.
So Effigy kind of stole my question, so kind of fuck you on that end, Effigy. But
fuck you, Effigy.
So Jason, again, the prompt was that J6 outrage was purely leftist media persecution of political rivals, and again, we're saying now that it's most of it. There's a lot of it on there, and suddenly when people like Liz Cheney and Adam Kissinger kind of criticize like the entire J6 riot, Donald Trump's involvement in it, going so far as to help create a committee specifically to investigate this. Well, why is it that you still hold the idea that the J6 outrage was purely leftist media persecution when there are people clearly in the Republican Party that are more than willing to call out people of their own?
Well, so just because you run the Republican moniker doesn't actually mean you're conservative. In fact, many modern day quote unquote
is Donald Trump a Republican?
He's a Republican by party affiliation,
party
but he's an 80s, 90s Democrat.
Criticizing him and the movement that he's spurred on, right?
He's Bill Clinton. He's Bill Clinton, for fuck's sake, dude.
Nowhere did I say that it was a conservative effort. All I said was that it was people from within his own party, people on his side ostensibly.
Yeah,
so if you want to
like still goes back to that. Go ahead. Look. I will actually concede that the purely leftist deal, if you want to consider party affiliation an indication of what side of the political aisle they're on, sure, I'll go ahead and concede that, man. You know what? Bad wording. I will call that bad wording. I wouldn't call Liz Cheney a leftist, but I damn sure wouldn't call her a conservative. That's why she got voted out like she did.
Which is why she's in the Republican Party,
Doesn't matter.
The party
affiliation doesn't really mean a whole lot of things. As I said before, so a lot of the stances.
So when you disagree with Donald Trump, it's like not indicative of you like not being like a supporter of him, or even a part of the same party that you vote for with him. But when other people, elected officials, are more than willing to criticize this, now suddenly they're like enemies to Donald Trump. Suddenly they're not really part of his movement, never were a part of his movement. I just don't get it.
I think you've got the wrong idea of who I am. For Christ's sakes, I'm someone who actually extols the virtues of Fetterman. I think John Fetterman's actually done a pretty awesome job as a Democrat for his state. I do not like all of his stuff, but his actions in the Senate and the way that he has conducted himself publicly, I think is actually more towards the Democrat Party that I tended to respect. Even though he has some socialistic ideas that I don't agree with. I'm not a party loyalist. I think parties are fucking gay. And on top of that, I don't buy into all Republicans are conservative, because they sure as fuck aren't. And not all Democrats are not necessarily leftist. So I think you're conflating me with a party loyalist. I honestly don't give a shit about parties. I think parties are fucking stupid.
Either way, this suddenly doesn't make people like Kissinger or Liz Cheney part of the left. And you've even conceded as much that they're not part of the left.
Well, I conceded the wording was wrong. I conceded the wording was bad. And honestly,
you accepted the prompt. I'm so sorry that
I accepted the prompt. Yes,
you proposed the prompt, by the way.
I proposed the prompt, and I will admit, yes, a mistake on my part.
So this was all malformed on your end. So you're just like not. Are you just not like good at forming sentences well enough to be able to defend the prompts that you propose?
Dude, I didn't think it out deep enough. Maybe that's it. I can admit that.
Okay.
I can admit mistakes. I'm okay
with
that.
Perfect. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I think it was pretty much a.
I mean, like he's literally conceding that he lost on the get-go. So I mean, like that's
trying to find trying to find a direction and a target, and the prompt just was kind of poorly worded with the goal in mind of the discussion meant to have. I take some blame for that, because that is also my due diligence to ensure. And sometimes I run these drills with people if the prompt isn't very clear, but my understanding of it made sense too in my head. But that's.
And honestly, if I'm not blaming Renwald at all. It's the way that he wanted to formulate his argument. That I think threw a wrench in it, and you know what? Good on him.
I reject that.
I
think I addressed it perfectly, but
I wanted to focus on the media. You wanted to focus on the minutia that drove the media, and I didn't think.
I don't know why you're like blaming him for kind of like going into the minutia when this prompt specifically, the core topic is J6. If you wanted to talk about the media regarding J6 without talking about J6, then you shouldn't have even like touched this prompt. You shouldn't even like touched J6 in general, because
you're right. You're right.
The central question is regarding J6 and one, whether the accounts of J6 were accurate on either the left or the right, depending on how you phrase this, but also like whether like any of this was overblown. So obviously, the events of J6 and everything preceding it were going to be combed over. So I don't know why you're like suddenly giving like these little backhanded comments about this.
I'm not giving him a
this
backhanded
was very
comment.
Clearly your prompt that you wanted to discuss, that you were clearly like too out of it to be able to form it properly such that you'd have a better time here.
Yeah, I think the focal point was supposed to be the leftist media, but I think that J6 outrage piece in the beginning like throws it off to where it's not
yeah.
I think it should. I think looking back now, maybe we should have just focused in on media in and of itself.
Look, I'll take responsibility for it, and that's completely fine.
I mean, to be clear, though, it kind of feels like we're asking to litigate a defamation case about if somebody killed somebody without looking into the murder. Right? Like, how do you litigate if somebody defames somebody?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. No, that makes sense.
How dare you put that on the news? How dare you say someone died?
How dare the news media talk about J6 when it happened?
All right, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to read the super chats here in just a second, but the chat has come through. There are superheroes out there tonight who want to see the gauntlet mode. So I want to get to gauntlet mode. However, I propose either we redirect our topic in a different direction or propose a new topic altogether. So here's what I'd like to do. I would like each panelist, if you have a topic in mind, to propose it to the panel. The panel can either vote on one, or if we have a few where the panel's like, yeah, I want to talk about that. No, I want to talk about that instead. No, I want to talk about that. Then we propose it to the chat to vote on. Okay. How do we feel about that?
Sounds good.
I think that's a great idea, Sarah. I left it in the back chat, but I'll say it verbally since you just told us to. I would like to talk about how some people believe America is racist, and I really want to talk to Effigy about this because he made a statement, and I want him to clarify on it. But I think that's a good.
I'll even add in racism is a great algorithm pull. Like it is a race bait content 101. It pulls every possible direction. And like when we turn on the gauntlet, and if I put America is racist in the thing, it should potentially like blow up algorithmically.
I will say I do gotta go.
Here to
I
help.
don't know when to make that
Run, bitch.
that announcement.
Yeah, if you
we're
have to
changing
head
the prompts, buddy.
that's-
If we're
If
changing the prompts,
he's
because I
got to go, he's
nominated
got to
so
go,
hard.
man. It's all good.
We
Thank
got
you
two
for
other
your time,
liberals on the
Ramon.
panel.
No.
listen,
Run, bitch.
Rinyald, if you have to head out, why don't you want to give some clothing? Give some clothing.
Digging that sweater, by the way.
Yeah, I love this sweater. That's my clothing statement.
Sweater. Did grandma make that for you?
Yeah, your grandma, big dog. So
Your grandma.
I love you guys.
Weasley
Thanks
made
for
it.
having me on. I appreciate litigating this prompt. If anybody has any disagreements, say I'm running. All right. I do open calls all the time. If we want to talk about J6, I'll talk about J6 all the time because that's all I do. Sparky, by the way, it's more than 3 tweets. Thanks for having me. Love you guys.
Thank you, Rinyald.
Good night,
Love
Rinyald.
you too.
Have fun, man.
Rinyald, excuse me.
Have
I
a
enjoyed the
wonderful
back
night,
and forth.
Rinyald.
What a shit
Ringworm.
show.
Do you want me to boot you,
We heard you.
Rinyald?
Please do.
Does
Please
he
do.
not know?
Thank you.
He said he's
Fair
enough. All right.
It's a good thing you.
All right, hold on.
was
Let's get
thinking
some,
desperate anyway last night.
organization here. So Kraut suggests America is racist or America is not racist, however you want to put it, doesn't matter. Does anyone have another proposed prompt to pull in for Gauntlet?
Anything but the T word.
Anything but the
Yeah, Clay doesn't
I
want to have
agree,
that
Clay. It
conversation.
seems like we've been hashing that out for a while.
Anybody else have a different one to propose? If not, I'm happy to go
I'm
into.
fine with the no T, considering that's all they could fucking talk about yesterday.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's do it.
Let's talk about protesting and how stupid it really is.
Although saying like something as nebulous as America is racist is extremely vague and
I really want to.
not really
I really
a point
want
you
to
can
get on
debate.
that effigy. I really want to get on the effigy.
Well, hold on. Hold on. Before I connect and does anybody think that America is racist?
No.
Say there are racists in
It
America.
depends what
There's
you-
racist in
I would
America,
agree
but
with that.
America itself is not racist.
No, I wouldn't say the country is racist. no.
I think actually, especially what's going on in New York and up in New Jersey, in Newark, with the protest and stuff that is happening over at the ICE facility, and it's just recently announced they just canceled the curfew or whatever. The riots that are going on over there. Would you consider that to be an insurrection? Little things like that. I think the recent riots that we've had, especially over immigration, is kind of interesting, and arguments for and against them.
All right. So immigration protests
riots, whatever. All the
We
same.
could just talk about how effective
what?
we think protesting is.
I'm just gonna put left versus right. Y'all suck. Okay, we're just gonna do that. Left v right.
Yeah.
What it comes down to anyway, right?
Versus.
I mean, no,
Have
not
enough of
really.
each side
Like,
right
I
now.
wish if we, the people, like the U.S. citizens, all came together, we could literally change the fucking government for the better. But we're so divided, and we're divided from both fucking parties. And this is coming from a conservative. And I admit the right divides a little bit, but they don't divide off of race. They literally divide off of parties. The left divides off of race and party.
Yep, they also shut the fucking government down because they're getting in a
Do you guys understand why the left is always having racial conversations, right? It's because most of the racists who are non-white in this country have to vote for the Democrats because the other side is actively hostile toward them.
Is it because? Is it because?
That's
No,
not
no.
Is it
That's
because?
not true.
Explain.
Is it? Is it?
Explain.
See,
Let him explain.
all I had to do was say left versus right, and y'all just went right on from there. It was too easy. I love you guys so much. All right, listen up. If you're watching over on the Raging Tomato on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Insta, Kick, or Pilled, we are shutting down all of those channels. If you want to continue watching, you have to go to YouTube, type in at the Gauntlet Debate. The Gauntlet Debate. Go over there, and we are live over there, hopping and kicking, and that's where you continue watching this show. It is an after-hours party, solo to only one channel, okay? So if you want to continue watching, go to YouTube at the Gauntlet Debate and find us there. All right, I'm shutting down Raging Tomato. If you want to catch the raid, it'll raid you over automatically, and we'll go from there. All right, here we go.
Sarah, you did get another dono over on Pilled.
Oh, I know, I got it. I've got the donos to go through here in a second.
Okay.
Unfortunately, they'll just have to live without the
I didn't know if you saw it.
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
put
know
it
if
in
you saw
I've
it,
been
so.
putting them in the chat. Let's see. This one and this one. And that leaves only 2. All right. Okay, and on the dono side, we've got Iotin sending her love with the big 5 just to send tomatoes up at all of you because you all suck, right? Is that what she's saying? I'm kidding. Robert Platinum says, I'm giving up my money for Newports for you, and that's a good thing, Robert. I'm saving you from smoking. I don't even think you smoke, if I remember correctly. P. Fletch says, how about that 2:30 a.m. bump that favored Biden? It mirrored Maduro's own 2:30 a.m. victory much earlier in Venezuela. Any thoughts to that?
Conspiracy brain moronic shit.
I get the speculative or the speculation, but it needs evidence.
It actually does need evidence.
We knew that that both of them were going to get a bump at late in the night. It was intentionally forced that those mail-in votes had to be counted after the regular votes were counted.
Oh my God! This is why.
This was said ahead of time, and then it happened exactly like we
This
said
is why,
it would.
Avatar, you dumb fuck. This is why
Again,
everybody
maybe you'll figure something out after
blames
it.
Trump. Everybody blames Trump for fucking everything. Why can't you fucking morons take responsibility for any of the shit that you do?
Because they don't have
That is why the right has so much problem with the left.
Rhetoric in the
Generic
It's not rhetoric. It's a fact.
regarding the
In fact, they
voting.
probably are
Bones, would you like to go bye-bye?
Oh my gosh, my bad. I'm so sorry
Hold
for thinking
on.
this was fraudulent. It's actually not fraudulent.
No.
Bones, would you like to go bye-bye?
Responsibility spin. Yes, absolutely.
don't-
you want to
don't-
waste
don't-
your money on me again like you do every time I'm up here, then go for it.
Spin.
Well,
It's really peaceful up here without you.
No, go ahead, Sven. Kick us both, and then make it a fucking echo chamber because you fucking
Well, I
pussies
mean,
can
it's-
never
I don't think
fucking
that's
sit with
really the
someone who's
problem
against
they
your
have, you
opinion.
guys.
You fucking weak-kneed little bitches.
I think that the
And
problem
you
is
said
Whoa,
that
whoa,
every
whoa.
night, but here's the deal.
Go for it.
Wow.
Shots fired at me.
Everyone.
The only weak little bit, the only weak little bitch here is you hiding behind an avatar, you fucking retard.
Oh, the I'm rubber, you're glue
Well, but
defense
it's
classic.
is this why you spend
Sarah.
$20 to make sure that you keep yourself from getting kicked as well?
I would really like Effigy to expand on his claim that certain aspects, or I think he even said the
I mean,
right
I
is
don't know,
racist.
like,
I really want to get into
Right
him on
money.
this. I know you got to read the super chats, but the rest of the people are hung up on the super chats. It's in the air now. I don't want FSG to escape his statement. I really want to hash that out with him.
I won't escape it. I'll totally answer your question, whatever you need, man.
All right, hold on. We'll come back to it. Aggro sends a big 10, says this super chat is officially earmarked for the ladies' night fun. Accounting may disagree. Also, only one more super chat until we get to the gauntlet. And Jim says everyone has good hair today. Everyone has a lovely hair every day because this is a show and you come in as your characters regardless. So it doesn't even matter because it's part of your character, even if you have messy, crazy hair, right?
yeah.
Right. Also, Stuck in New York gifted a cookie over on the Pilled side. Calvin says Clay brought the Glenn Beck chalkboard energy. Jim also says, for those on the right, what would have been a reasonable reaction to the get-together at the Capitol?
Honestly, so when they stormed the Capitol stairs, I followed the crowd and I asked them what's next, and that's usually when I saw the confusion and stuff wash over their face. Honestly, I think the best thing that they could have done is they could have either sat outside and chanted so loud that the people heard them inside, the representatives heard them inside, or had they broken into the Capitol like they did, if they would have just went and sat down in the chamber and forced them to vote in front of them, I think that would have been the best route to go, because I think actual protest and standing up to your government is actually a good thing.
But Jason, they were also storming the Capitol 10 minutes while Trump was still speaking over at the Ellipse.
Yes. And I still think that they could have chanted, or they could have broken in and sat down in the chamber and forced them to vote in front of them.
And my point is that we were there to redress our government. It wasn't to just storm the Capitol, create violence and mayhem and everything. There were provocateurs there in the crowd.
There were
already well in front of that whole.
Yeah, there were provocateurs, and like I said earlier, people in large groups are fucking stupid and they do stupid things.
Yeah, we see it in New Jersey. We've seen it in Minneapolis, Portland, all that other shit.
We've seen it in DC.
I was saying January 6th as a whole, Jason. That's what I was saying.
It's not just January 6th, though. I mean, May 29th, 2020, when they tried storming the White House and they burned the church across the building. The Black Lives Matter square. Look, people in big groups are bad situations. They do dumb things, and it really only takes one or two people to light that match to start that fire. On the east side, where I was next to SCOTUS, I think it was the east side, maybe in the west side. I was on the SCOTUS side of the Capitol that day.
East
and,
side.
I watched people who were later identified as FBI and ATF agents in the crowd start fights with Capitol Police. I'm not saying that it was a Fedsurrection. I'm just saying there was people who happened to be employees of the
Ray agents. Sure got off, didn't he?
Well, I don't know about Ray Epps. That was on the other side. I don't know enough about Ray Epps to speak intelligently on it.
He got off. Though.
Yeah, he got off.
Just an FYI, Cameron, you have like some background, either fan noise or whatnot. It's okay if you're talking, but in between not talking, just stay muted up or turn whatever that fan noise is off. Also, Motor City sent in the $10 on the Cash App to complete the dono goal in order for us to get over here to the gauntlet. So thank you to all of you fine donators. And backstage, I've got TJ Sweetwater, Duck, and Motor City all backstage waiting to pop up. If you want to get any of them up on screen, you can send $10 in to boot anyone except for Jason off the screen.
Actually, is there any way that I can give at least one of our lefties immunity just for a little bit, just to represent the other side? Echo chamber sucks. And I would rather be challenged, and I'm sure that everyone else on this panel would rather have some challenging discussions.
Give Effigy immunity. Spoons.
I would vote Effigy as well.
It's just
you only say that because you lost the debate that we had. I'm so
look,
sorry.
I don't care. I don't care whom.
Mostly, I'm voting against Bones.
But I'm asking.
Look,
but we have to actually ask Sarah.
I'll give my immunity vote. I'll give my immunity vote to Effigy.
You know what we should do is someone in the chat just sends 10 or $20 to provide immunity for either one of their choice, and then they have that extra little credit built in to protect them. But even at that, if one of them gets booted, we've got Duck backstage who would stand on the left side. Motor City, I'm not sure which way he goes, and TJ Sweetwater, I'm not sure which way he goes either. But you never know until they get up here. So
it is Pride Month, so each way they go is acceptable.
Ooh.
I actually have a question. I actually have a question for the left libtard.
Gender ban in the military was
That's
deemed
transphobia,
unconstitutional.
political
Happy Pride Month.
rhetoric.
I actually have a question for the left libtards. What has the Democratic or the Liberal Party, what are their achievements in the last 4 years?
The Biden infrastructure bill. That was pretty cool. I think
What was it?
American infrastructure, roads,
the
otherwise.
Build Back Better bill, the infrastructure.
Yeah.
Infrastructure.
Remember corn pop?
You know, all the things that Trump has been trying to undo, like the CHIPS Act and all that stuff.
That he's already undone?
Yeah, the CHIPS Act too. Yeah, that's like super.
I actually think the CHIPS Act was actually a good idea. I don't
absolutely.
There was a lot of legislation passed during Biden's term.
But
right. And how much of it was undone because of the stupid radical shit that was in it?
I mean, if it was undone, it was undone because somebody passed a law to undo it. That's it.
Right.
Right.
The government
is actually
just because you say something's radical doesn't mean it is. You get that, right?
So in other words, people
you have to make an argument. You can't just like throw names around it and just yell shit. Like that's not an actual argument.
I'm not yelling. I ask a question.
All you do is like hurl insults, and you think they're arguments. Like
I'm not hurling an insult.
Fucking night.
It's a question, Effigy.
Didn't you know it was bad? Don't you know it's radical? Like prove this shit, dude. Like prove anything you say.
An insult, so clearly he's insulted by it.
Exactly.
Just saying.
I kind of want to get on.
No, it's because Spin's not giving any evidence whatsoever to support his claims, like you're supposed to do. That's it.
You might as well just go, I'm bad. It's bad. I don't like it. Like that's all you're
saying.
Hey,
drugs are bad. Okay.
It's bad.
Like, saying something that could be structurally seen as like an insult is like way different than.
I mean, look, if you take it as an insult, that's your problem.
All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go make another cup of coffee. Now, this is a spunky group, so I have no hope for... I have no hope.
You know what? Effigy actually brought something up that I think is interesting and relevant. You were talking about the transistors.
Hold on. I wasn't done with my logistics here. So I have no hope for this panel while I step away, but I'm going to say a few prayers while I'm stepping upstairs. It'll be about 7 minutes. I'm going to leave Effigy in charge, actually. I know he can use his big boy voice and keep everybody on lockdown. So while I'm away, everyone will yield to Effigy in terms of keeping the panel unchaotic. Now, that doesn't give him the right to just yell at you because he doesn't like you or he doesn't like your opinions, but he will keep the non-interruptive formulations going for me the way I would as well. All right.
Just not as good as Ben.
Ben's like, shut up, one at a time.
He's got that good dad voice.
He does, and he shuts it down. But if you can all just bear with me, I really need to make a cup of coffee. I don't know why I feel like I got hit with the tire stick. So I'll be right back. Give me like 7 to 10 minutes. Effigy's in charge. You'll all do great. I love you.
Jason, I know that would trigger one of you. I'm going to let Kraut like ask his question because he's been waiting for a long time. I knew the trans thing would trigger one of you. I know you guys want to masturbate over it, but you're going to have to fucking wait.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
I'll get to you in 10 seconds. Spoons, what you said is retarded. You're bad faith, and I'm not the only one that. I think everybody. Hold on, bro. I'm not debating you. I'm just making.
What point do you think that I don't actually?
Everybody gave Effigy the immunity. Everybody wanted you off, so that should show something.
Yeah, I do act like a healer, right?
Faith.
Yeah.
Now, Effigy.
Yes, me being mean to you is not me being bad faith. You know that, right?
Bro, I don't think you have the abilities of being mean to a cat, bro. You're a smug libtard.
But me being mean to you and me sometimes going into the meta like we are right now is not me being bad faith. Me being bad faith would be arguing disingenuously. So I'm asking you again, what point do you think that I believe or don't believe in that I argue for?
Effigy, clarify your statement on what do you believe actually is racist in America?
Okay, so wait. We don't get to leave this. You told me that I was disingenuous. I asked you to provide evidence for this.
I think
and you haven't done it. So what's the
dude? The fact that I wasn't the only one that wanted to keep effigy and get rid of you
Okay,
should tell
so
you all you
because
need
I'm
to know.
mean to you, I'm
I
disingenuous.
mean, yeah, come on.
That's not
This
what
crowd is
disingenuous
just
means.
telling him that he's triggering you guys. That's all you're saying. It's not saying that he's actually bad. You're just being triggered by him. Maybe even that's what he's trying to do.
Totally our fault. Yeah, we
But-
don't want to talk
well, I
to him.
mean,
That's totally our fault.
I'm just saying, like,
Yeah, if I don't want to have a conversation with someone, that's totally
All
my
right.
fault. I have to
All
sit
right.
there and have
Look,
a conversation.
No,
You're
you're totally
bad
right.
faith, you're
FD.
bad. I'll give you one
I didn't
example. of how
realize-
you're bad.
hey, all the right wingers hate you. And it's just like, okay.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was totally our fault, Effigy, that we didn't
It
want to have a
is. It
conversation.
is for
with
thinking
a
a lefty would
retard.
care.
Actual victim.
Like, we didn't want to have a conversation with someone who's going to be a retard. So
All right,
that's
Clay,
totally our
Clay,
fault.
don't
You're right.
start. I know you're having problems.
Effigy.
No,
Chill out.
totally, you're right,
What-
Effigy.
I'm trying to
You're
figure out what I'm
100%
missing.
right.
God damn.
Because like
Effigy, what do you think in America is
Like,
racist? What's your stand?
I think
how
there are
do you-
plenty of things that are going on that are racist. I think the way immigrants are being targeted and demonized are racist. I think the pandemic stereotypes are racist. I think.
Well, hold on. Let's go to immigration real quick, so I can
Yeah.
shut that down real quick. Obviously, from the name, I said before, I'm German Irish. White people are being deported. Criminals and people that overstayed their visa. I agree with that. If white people are being deported, like Irishmen are being deported, like 10 of last year alone. And yeah, that's obviously, the colored minority or a huge
Our masked police running
bigger-
around saying that,
Yeah.
look at that person, he's white. I can assume that he might be here illegally. Is that
Yeah,
occurring?
well, the
Is
point
that occurring?
stands. The fact that
Is that
the fact
occurring?
that-
Is that
hold-
occurring?
Hold on.
Is it
I didn't know that
occurring?
was a question.
Simple,
I didn't know that was a question.
simple answer, dude. You know
Dude,
it's not, so
relax.
just say it's not.
here's
I
even-
didn't know that was a question. So ask it again and I can answer it.
I said,
is there a court case
are
we-
white people being targeted by masked police for their white skins, telling them that they can be questioned on whether or not they're here illegally because of their white skin?
Well, you have to explain what do you mean targeted, because every single person that's been deported was either here illegally or overstayed their visa.
To answer your question, Effigy, I think yes, if they were targeted, it wasn't because they were white. It was because they probably overstayed a visa, or there's some shroud of evidence that they actually have to say this person here is illegal.
So by
Regardless,
you admitting that there are people here who are not of certain racial backgrounds that are here illegally and that are being targeted by this, you're admitting that using a racial metric as the thing
You
to
are.
go after.
No, that
Oh,
wasn't
you are.
admitted at
Hold
all.
on, hold on,
You
hold
are.
on. Everybody,
you're
everybody,
admitting that you
please
don't
just
have
be
to do
quiet.
that.
FG's argument is moot anyway.
Because obviously, if
The
there's a
fact
category
that
of people who are
white
not
people-
that.
Hold on. The fact that white people got deported, like 8 or 10 alone last year, white people got deported, it undermines your entire argument. So move on to the next one.
That's my point, man. Thank you for arguing the point.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, so
Oh,
yeah,
man, you just came full circle. We just pulled in a robo-roast, man.
this guy's like actually
All right. So answer me this question.
really quick.
What
Let me-
immigrant?
hang on,
What
hang on, hang
immigrant
on, hang
got
on.
deported that wasn't illegal or overstayed his visa?
Look,
I'm
it's
waiting.
a matter of
Exactly.
you
On
guys.
to the next point. How is America racist?
Wow, I don't have a list of all the human beings attacked by ICE in
Then
a
you
country of
can't-
350
then you can't make
million
an
people.
argument for
That's bad faith.
What
as
was
fuck,
your next
dude.
point? I already dismantled you on immigration. What's the next point? How's
Oh
America
God,
racist?
are you playing the Andrew Wilson like playbook, or you have to claim victory?
No, I
at some
gave you
point?
two
Like, what
examples,
was
and you
that,
couldn't
dude?
argue either of them. I
No,
gave you
didn't
two
give
examples,
shit.
and you couldn't
No, you
argue
didn't give
either.
shit. Come on.
All right. On to the next one.
The
Besides
Supreme Court
immigration,
upheld a
how do
case,
you
a
feel-
case where a man was stopped under suspicion because of his racial or ethnic identity. That is why animated effigy is saying it, because they can racially
All right,
profile.
I don't know
Yeah,
who's
I'm not
talking
saying it's
right now,
racial out
but
of nowhere.
were
You
they
guys are the ones
deported?
who are like, get all the
Were they
Mexicans
deported?
out.
Were they deported? Exactly. On to the next one. Besides immigration.
It doesn't matter if they were deported.
You
It
guys,
matters that they were
this
racially
ends
profiled.
justify the means thing doesn't work in a country of laws.
But to
You
that
get that,
point,
right?
white people
Well,
got deported.
No,
You don't seem to
do you
care about
get
the
what
laws
I
when
said?
it
Nick,
applies to
Crowd,
people
you're
here
doing the
illegally.
exact fucking same thing, dude. You're just trying to railroad.
No,
your fucking script.
I'm not
Do you
trying
get
to
that in a
railroad.
country of laws that shit don't matter, right?
Okay.
Like we
Okay.
all have constitutional protections. Do you agree to that? So just because
You're
you
talking-
hate a bunch
yeah,
of people
US
who are here
citizens,
doesn't mean you
absolutely.
can go
US
around
citizens
ignoring
have
constitutional
constitutional
protections just because dim people
So
bad.
you can't get off of immigration? Well, how else is America racist? Why? Because blacks
So
are
as soon as
apparently
I give you pushback, you want to jump?
No, because I gave you 2 examples, and you haven't really demonstrated why either of my examples.
You can't just sit here and claim victory, dude. Do you believe in great replacement theory?
Explain what that is.
Okay, if you don't know what it is, then you probably don't believe it.
Well, I mean, you
What
can
would be
explain.
your prescription to get these people out of here, Effigy? What would be your prescription?
The same thing that Obama was doing. If we catch them doing criminal behavior and we find out that they're not here legally, throw them out. Don't go around and destroy the Constitution
we're actually
just to make
doing
random sweeps across the. No, you're not. Most of the
They
people
did
that actually do not
raids
have
for
criminal records.
criminals that
Is
were
that any
illegal
crime?
immigrants.
Does that include the act of actually committing any crime?
What, Clay, like crossing the border?
Yes, it's a crime.
I'm asking, no,
come across the border.
hold on. I'm asking you the simple question. It's a yes or no question. Does any crime qualify?
I mean, I'm not sure what the rules are right now, but definitely if people commit violent crimes, absolutely. And that's all we really did during Obama. And he had pretty much more numbers than fucking Trump has,
so
just
your
by
answer
fucking
would be
kicking out
no.
violent criminals.
So your answer is no.
Obama also
It's
didn't
very-
have the judicial obstacles that the Trump administration has had. So
If there's laws that you don't agree with, that's fine. I'm okay with that. But don't beat around the bush, dude. It's a yes or no question.
Wait, on what? What are you asking, Clay?
The same fucking
Sorry, I couldn't
question
hear
that
you through
beat
your
around the bush.
smug.
You beat around the bush. You fucking whacked your little pud, and now you're coming all
I
over
do
the
like
place.
the bush. Sorry.
Yeah, you coming all over the place. It's great, bro. Okay. Now,
And not to mention, Clay, not
answer
to
the
cut you off.
fucking question.
Why would they
Like,
deport
you
white
are
people?
such a little fucking weasel. You know what a weasel is, right?
You crashing out again, Clay?
You're a weasel, bro.
This is very strange.
Effigy, would you concede that coming across the United States border without permission is a crime?
Yes, it is a misdemeanor. It is a civil infraction.
It
And
is.
what happens if they do it a second
no,
time?
it's not. Hold on. Let me
No,
He's
he's actually
what you
correct.
just said.
But what happens if they do it a second time?
Then it's a felony.
Well,
The
if they did it a
first
second time, they
offense-
left and did it again, right?
Listen, Effigy. Coming across the border illegally is a misdemeanor. However, the choice of the prosecutor, the prosecutor has the choice whether to take it as a civil infraction or a criminal infraction. The prosecutors their stance is it is a criminal action. So therefore, why and what would be your prescription to hold them accountable for a crime that they've committed? And what would be your prescription for the punishment of that crime or said crime?
We see that's the point, Spin. We're not talking about the actual that part. We're talking about how do you find out a person did that? Because you have to get through the Constitution to get to actually trying to find people's guilt.
Again,
You
what
can't just
would
go
be your
around and be like, look at
prescription?
those brown people, bet they're illegal because they're
Hold on,
brown.
hold on, Effigy.
Find out without.
What would be your prescription to find those people that have already
I
committed
just said that.
a
Are we
crime?
caught in the fucking whirlpool time loop of doom already?
Effigy,
I
how
already
did they
said that.
deport
I
the
would
white
do
people?
exactly what Obama did. We would deport all the fucking criminals. Like that's it. Like that's
Okay, what if
let's stop them
the
at the border and
illegal
deport the
invaders
fucking violent criminals.
came across the border do not or do not commit another crime? How would you find them?
Then you wouldn't need to. They would just come here and they would live a life, right? They're obviously obeying the laws. So is it really that big
But
of a
they
deal to
already
find
broke
them?
the
Are you
law.
that offended by their presence?
They broke
No.
the law by
Crazy
crossing
thing.
the border,
You guys
Effigy.
don't
This
seem to
isn't hard,
understand
dude.
the extra attention you're putting on this.
Effigy.
This is the
Effigy.
left
Lies your
doing
attitude
their
on race.
stupid shit for the win. They
See,
want everybody that has come across the border to just live in the United States after committing a crime, by the way. And they do not want
they committed a crime.
repercussions
I'm sure
for
we're going
anybody.
to put like $1 billion into hunting down every human being who ran a stop sign too, right?
This is ridiculous, and I think
This
Cameron will
is
have to
this
say
is the call of the authoritarian.
Hold
You
on. I
committed
feel
crime.
like we got away from it.
Maximize.
Effigy is stating that America is racist, and he's using immigration and he has failed to provide a concrete evidence. So
I
I'm
never
gonna give
said
you
America is racist. You fucking strawmanning moron.
It's because he has one hammer, so everything's a nail.
Hold on. Well, you said that immigration is racist, but give me one more example, because I can give you tons of examples of how the Democratic Party is racist. I believe the only good Democrat
Sure,
is
there's
the
plenty
union
of
worker.
history of the Democratic Party being racist. Like, why would you think I would disagree with that? There's a ton of history of the Democratic Party pre-1960s
give one
being
more
extremely
example of how the right is racist. Because give one more example
Yes,
of how you
since the
feel
late
like the right
70s, early 80s, the right wing houses the white nationalists of the country. They house and protect them. The KKK votes for and endorses them. Yes. Yes,
the
those
Southern,
people left.
the Southern poverty line just got
Dixie
busted for funding the KKK.
No,
So
they
what
just
are you
had a
talking
fucking
about?
lawsuit thrown at them by a bunch of idiots claiming shit when the Southern Poverty Law Center has been providing shit to the FBI for like 40 years. Like, you guys are so fucking gullible. Like, you're so gullible. You sit there and say that you have nuanced positions, but as soon as the Trump administration
Who's trying to raise
guiding light
says
to show
something,
us
you
the
guys are
truth.
like, yep,
Show us the
believe it.
truth, effigy.
Totally.
What are the most violent
be
states
true.
in America? Effigy. What are the most violent states in
What
America?
supports anything you've said?
Effigy. What's the most
which
violent
question?
states in America? Answer mine, please. This is my last question.
Probably the ones with the biggest cities.
Well, party-wise, would you say red or blue?
I mean, I have no idea what the metric is for that. I doubt it has a correlation to the party. It's
Well,
usually
it actually,
the most people being violent, usually
it
where the
actually
most people
does.
conglomerate.
It goes down to economics and culture. So it actually does. But I'll tell you what it is.
It's a right-wing assertion because they're fucking idiots.
No, it's actually not.
They don't understand that most
crime,
Democrats
culture,
run
and
cities because
economics
it's
all
actually
go
where
hand in
diverse
hand.
people
Now,
are.
let me answer for you. And Spin, give me a chance to answer
Sure.
because you see where I'm going with this. A lot of liberals, I'm surprised you didn't say this, will say red states, most red states are the most violent states in America. That's actually true. However, the most violent state or the most violent cities in America are all fucking blue. And it's down to economics,
Yeah, because
culture.
almost all cities in America are, especially the large ones.
Yeah, I was just gonna
It's-
say,
like, that's a fucking stupid metric, dude.
All the cities are blue. Like for real. Like unless like very few. It's very minute. And even
Yeah,
those
we don't trust
are
Republicans to
still
run actual important shit in a lot of these big fucking money places, right?
like
You get that right.
Tampa might be red, but then Miami, Jacksonville, all of the major cities are always going to be blue. This is just
You say this, effigy, but Republicans tend to stick to their budgets. And the Democrats,
they do. They do.
Massive
Trump is nearly
deficits.
responsible for a
I'm talking
third of
state
the
to
national
state.
debt.
Hello, talking state to state.
A
You were talking about the
third.
states. You were talking about cities and
Republicans
states.
keep to their budgets. What the fuck? Have you been in a
If you
coma
look,
for the last
if you
40
look at a
years?
state to state, city to city, yeah, what I said is accurate. I'm not talking about Trump. National budget.
I need to grab my Trojan.
Fucking
I'll
shit
do that.
show, and I'm not even sure we could pin that on anybody from this generation because that goes back a long ways.
The last
But for the state budgets, the city
national
budgets,
has been under Clinton.
Didn't California
and-
just get rid of their deficit? And
no,
didn't
they
Marco
haven't.
Obama just?
It's like a massive one.
Yeah, I'm pretty
So
sure he
is New
did.
York, so is Washington, especially Seattle.
Pretty sure Mamdani just plugged a huge hole as well.
No, he didn't.
He got a loan from New York State to cover the deficit there, moron.
No, he raised a tax, genius.
No, he didn't. They had a budget shortfall and he had to go to the state to get more money to cover it.
The state loaned him money, and he is suggesting that he will pay back that loan through raising taxes. The taxes have not been raised, nor have they been collected.
Yeah, I will say that's a pretty common practice with the Democrats is that they borrow the money and then
No, it's not a Democrat thing. That's not just a Democrat thing. That is,
it is. I'm saying that's all they do. That's all.
America runs on deficits.
I'm not saying Republicans don't.
Trump is literally replacing the Fed chair to get
that.
lower interest rates.
Sometimes they
Walk away and saying this.
whereas the
Who
Democrats
left?
never pay it back.
Did Bones leave?
Bones,
Looks like it, yeah.
Aw. Did you guys
Hey,
did you guys scare
like
off
the
Bones?
They
No.
talked mean
Hey.
about him. Couldn't stop it.
Hey, Sarah, I'm about to get off. Can I give a closing statement real quick?
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
about to die, and I don't feel like closing. All right. So this is for anybody. If anybody tries to say like the right is racially motivated and they're mostly racist or however you want to put it, you can't have a leg to stand on because the left has a whole history of being racist. I mean, a lot of Republicans will say that Democrats founded the KKK. That's not true. I hate when they say that, but they did fund the KKK. So if you want to argue the right's racist, then you got to argue and recognize that the left is racist. So I think that's a complete stupid argument. But that's all I got. I mean, so yeah, live and learn, man. Read up. Don't think you know everything because that's when you're going to fail in life.
Thanks for stopping by again, Kraut. We appreciate you. I enjoy. I'm glad you found us, and I'm glad you have been very active on the panels. It's good to see you here. Now, get a fucking microphone and a cam set up, and we're gonna get you on some fucking debates, Kraut. I'm looking forward to it.
Clay, man, have a good one. And you too, everybody else. Peace.
Bye, Kraut. And Motor City, got you, sir. Thanks for your patience back there.
Thank you for having me up.
Absolutely. And I want to say thank you to everyone on panel. From what I heard while I was listening, everybody was pretty copacetic and could coexist very well. So thank you so kindly to all of you for going easy on Effigy. You know, I know it's a lot for him to maintain these panels. And thank you, Effigy.
They tried to run the Andrew Wilson script on me, Sarah. I withstood.
Well, thank you so much, Effigy, for taking up the reins for me while I was away. I appreciate that. And shout out, I got a Cash App while I was away from Tony. I don't want to say his last name, but he sends in the Big 10 and says, for being a badass and my new favorite podcast, 100% rock on, to waste my time away watching, LOL. Love you, Sarah. Paranoid American is how I found you. And shout out to you, Tony, wherever you are. And I'm glad you are enjoying the show. And it's good to hear how people find us. That is my most interesting question, especially to new panelists, which TJ, I think you've been here before. Have you been here before?
I have. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I was gonna say your name looked familiar, but when I get new people in the chat or on panels, I usually like to ask that question: is how did you find us? And it's good to see that the network is networking the way it is. So very interesting. All right, gentlemen, I'll step down off my high horse and I'll leave it back to you.
Actually, Effigy, the transgender decision that was made through the DC appellate court,
the appeals court,
the 2-1 decision. It's actually kind of interesting. I think it's going to be turned over in Supreme Court level. It was a 2-1. Yeah, oh, definitely. But mainly because I look at it like this. Well, it's not. I think any court would, because it's completely legal for the military to discriminate based on mental deficiencies and things like that. If you can't be schizophrenic in the military. In fact, the court ruling actually didn't. It only banned the discharge of current members who are transgender, while preventing new members who happen to be transgender from still joining. So it's kind of a partial deal. And the way I see it is that the military it has every right to actually say no, they cannot join and they cannot be in, because once you become considered to be transgender, you lose your worldwide deployment status, which kind of takes away the purpose of being in the military, because the goal is to, well, if we have to send you somewhere, you have to be able to do your job. And if you're going to unalive yourself because you can't get your hormones or something, then they can't deploy you, because now you're more of a liability.
You know, you were giving a very nice, cogent answer until you had to try to spike the football right at the end.
No, it's not spiking the football. It's just that's the reason, because they can't keep their medication. If you go to a forward operating base at a remote location, you will not have the same medical facilities and things like that available to you.
Honestly, Jason, I think the strongest part was your beginning. You can just stop it. Military is not an equal opportunity employer.
No, it is
can't be.
Not an equal opportunity employer because of what it does.
But I mean, there are ways to get waivers, and especially it depends on your MOS and things like that. But yeah, there are some things that can bypass.
Well, yeah.
Beware about going in on
all.
waivers, though.
Like, yeah. But I've seen people get kicked out for being bipolar. And I would
because
argue
you're not mentally stable, right? And then you are a liability at that rate.
If you believe that your biological sex is not coherent with your mental identity, sexual identity, I mean, it's kind of
well, you were about to make a halfway decent argument. To make a decent argument and not sound like a complete fucking bigot, all you got to say is people who require medication for any reason, if they require it, then you don't have to deploy them, stuff like that. Or the argument that you made where you said the military can set all of its own standards, whatever it wants. It can discriminate however it wants. I can't argue that. I can't argue with either of those two. And I can't call you a bigot for either of those two either. I'm just trying to give you a pass on the argument.
Can I piggyback on Effigy?
Yeah, go ahead.
This comment. Yeah, because it is kind of disingenuous when you spike the football by using the S word. As in Sue, whatever.
Yeah, well, that's why I said on the line,
there's plenty of evidence that many other vets come home and commit suicide. So you're being very disingenuous when you use that as an excuse.
Well, no, it's not an excuse. So the actual
you used it to spike the football.
No, the argument is because of the anxiety and stuff that comes along with not being able to get the medicine, they actually tend to have higher rates of self-harm and stuff like that. This is not a picking on the transgender individual thing. This is just the reality of the mental disorder. It's not this isn't demonizing them even. It's just basically saying when you go down range, certain medical procedures and medications are going to be at a highly rationed, if even available, status because of the nature of what you're doing. And it doesn't matter, honestly, what your MOS is, because you could be a supply person at a
we're just saying we all agree with you.
Nowhere.
It's just throwing rhetoric into that is what poisons that argument. Like,
I don't think it
poisons it. Agree with you. No,
yeah,
it does with people who are trying to protect people from people who use language to try and harm or dehumanize people. And so that's why people are always going to balk at you when you say things like that. But if you would have said the things that we were just talking about, I completely agree with you. I have no argument against what you said.
I would agree with the medication thing too.
Yeah.
But you did try to add on to it.
But sorry. So I've been.
Here we are talking about trans stuff again.
I've been to Afghanistan.
I know. I noticed.
Iraq, Kosovo,
racist comments,
things like that. Medications were unavailable for several things because of the locations and the lack of medical facilities and the logistical support for that. It's just maybe rhetorically it's not the most cogent thing to say to bring people over to my viewpoint on that. But honestly, I wasn't looking at a strategic thing. I was just trying to go with, hey, these are the reasons that I was taught why. Because I know a lot of people who had mental issues during the GWAT and they were being kicked out. They were good soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines, but because of their mental issues, they had to be released because of that reasoning, and that was the reasoning given. And so it makes sense. That's really all I'm saying. But I do think it will be overturned because of that. Now, the military cannot just discriminate for any reason, but they can use physical and mental health reasons to do it. If you have sickle cell, you cannot serve. If you have clotting issues, you cannot serve. If you have mental deficiencies, you cannot serve. And it's just because of the lack of support, and it may not be the best thing in those type of environments. That's all I'm saying.
But
you get that wouldn't apply to all trans people, though.
They would apply.
Well, but if you were being trans, though, well, let me ask, because if you were transgender and you did the hormonal thing, do the hormones require never-ending treatment?
Yes. Once you go on the hormones,
I don't know. Never would be one. So
the few people that I know that happen to be trans, they said once you go on the hormones, you have to stay on it.
Right. And so I'm wondering if that.
Well, there are trans people who never do it, who never try to transition. No.
Yeah.
Aren't we supposed to be the United States and be inclusive with everybody and not try to discourage one group?
I'm okay. I'm okay with pushing people out.
America,
I'm not going to sit here and
the
tell
military as long as they're a reason. I think we can be fine with it.
I'll say it this way: this is why PDFs are not liked, right? When the maps group try to come in. Hold on, listen up though. The concept is I'm okay with shaming very specific categories of people. And the reason why is because my morality and principles don't line up with that. And I don't want that bullshittery to override my society and take over or manipulate it or try to dive in on it, right? Impede on it. So like the PDF, you have the maps group who tried to push that minor attracted persons are okay, right? They tried to make it okay. Like, look, it's just this thing and we should be all right with it. Fuck no, we shouldn't, right?
Could you do me a favor, Sarah? JCH369 wrote something in the chat I'd like to address. Could you bring that up, please?
What chat? In your chat?
Your chat.
My chat? This one?
Yes. Headquarters is support battalion. There's no guarantee that you will be at a facility that is large enough and where you can require that someone has 6 months worth of their medications prior to a deployment. If you're in the Army, you understand most of your deployments are over 6 months, and there is no guarantee that you will get your medication. You are not worldwide qualified with certain mental disorders, and that happens to be one of them that takes you off of worldwide qualified status.
I think you mean non-deployable.
Yes.
Right.
So your med pros, as the Army would say, would be red, and so under the GWAT standard, you would be discharged and things like that.
Right. So my point, though, where I was going with this
people
is
who are taking medication.
My point, though, is I'm okay with pushing out very specific groups of people who I don't align with, and I don't want my society, our society, to align with, because I think morality is very important in how you progress a society. And progression doesn't always mean letting loose on the reins. It doesn't always mean that.
This is borderline an argument we've heard multiple times in history, though.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
This is this reminds me of a scene from The West Wing where they're having a debate about putting gays in the military, and a black admiral comes in and he says, they're talking about unit cohesion, and the line that they say is, it disrupted unit cohesion, but the unit got over it, right? So like these arguments were made when they tried to desegregate, when they tried to allow certain gays in the military. Like at some point, it's just I get what you're saying, but
TV show to support your argument.
No, I'm just making it just reminded me of it. I'm just saying it's the exact argument of people that people have made multiple times that was thought to be moral, and then
I've heard
the
unit cohesion argument before. I've served with members who were openly gay, those who were closeted gay. It never really bothered any of us unless they were inappropriate and made advances towards someone who was not in that sexuality.
This has been manufactured outrage for a long time.
There was
a problem.
There was once upon a time where that might have been the case. Okay.
A long time ago.
Yeah, but the modern military, the modern viewpoints, what society is deemed to be not taboo has changed. Even in my lifetime, which is not over 50 years. I'm under 50 years old, so I mean things change over time. I see no problem with homosexual serving. Who you have sex with and the type of sex you have should stay out of the professional environment. Beyond that, I could not care less.
But I'm saying, if this were the 90s, you would be saying a different thing.
I joined in the 90s.
You would be saying a different thing.
I joined in the 90s.
What would be?
There was a different argument then. Just like there was a different argument in the 60s, just like there's a different argument now. And I think this argument will pass just like the rest of
Jason's
them.
argument is actually exactly what changed in the 90s, right? Don't ask, don't tell. Because I don't need to know what you're doing in the bedroom. That's exactly what Jason is saying.
I came in under Don't Ask, Don't Tell, and when Don't Ask, Don't Tell was repealed under Obama, we did have an incident where someone who was who was gay came on to someone in an inappropriate place, such as the showers, and that didn't go so well for him.
That was a mistake, because it also meant now the military could ask you. Before they weren't allowed.
and
that's
now
the point, though, right?
ask.
Is the policy was that if we know we have to do this, therefore don't ask, don't tell.
Basically,
that's the whole point, right?
And but before the repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell,
being queer up until 2011. So
before the Don't Ask, Don't Tell lift, there was people who did come out, and I saw no one get kicked out under those provisions, under the Don't Ask, Don't Tell. That's just my experience. Others may have seen other things, but yeah, I'm a 90s kid. So I don't care who you snuggle up to. It's,
you know what they say about
again, a lot of this has to do with like how much of a problem are you making it. Like if you don't make this a problem, it doesn't become one.
All right. I'm gonna ask the brain breaking question to all of my conservative buddies here. Who would you rather have in the foxhole with you? A woman or a trans woman?
Your mom.
Probably the woman, because at least I know she's mentally stable enough to listen to what I'm saying.
You said women shouldn't be on the front lines.
In the context that you're giving me, I didn't say women shouldn't be on the front lines. I'll never argue that. I'll say if you can handle it, then go, by all means. The job I went into was like just shy of being on the front. It was the next step you could get as close as possible to frontline energy. And it was one of the very few.
I don't think I've ever heard that phrase before. Frontline energy.
Were you security forces, Sarah?
No, God, no.
I was about to say, you're not that dumb.
No. I went in to be a SEER instructor, but in terms of like combat control, pararescue, EOD, and SEER are all considered combat related jobs, but SEER is the only one that's not technically frontline combat, right? We just teach you how to go into all of those arenas. So what would happen if I had deployed over, we would go to we'd stay on a base that's like safe, but then we'd go forward to where they need us, train those units that we're going to be going out and doing something, and then coming back, right? So you're still in frontline energy when you're there, and then going back to safety later. So because of that, the consideration of where they flag SEER at is because of that. But seriously. That was I couldn't be a pararescue because it's combat. They wouldn't let you on the front lines, at least at that time when I signed up. Combat control, same thing. But SEER is the only one that will funnel into scuba and skydiving, and that was what I wanted to basically project myself into, to be either scuba or skydiving instructor. So but that was the closest as I could get to badassery. But I'm perfectly okay if a woman can handle everything that is required for frontline energy. I'm all for it.
Bring up the comment that JCH just made.
What is
I was a male not allowed on the front lines. Too high ASVAB score, so it's not just because female. Yeah. No, I mean your ASVAB score is very important. Like if you're a grunt, you're a grunt. You know
There's
what I mean?
There's no such thing as too high of an ASVAB score.
Well, but they're not gonna turn you into infantry if you have like a linguist ASVAB score, right?
I had a 96.
Just saying, that's a great argument. Next time someone brings up the front lines in one of these arguments.
Well, allow me to do the program I wanted to do in the Navy. This is why I didn't go into the Navy, because they would not allow me to do the program I wanted to do. They wanted me to be something higher, and I said no.
Every Green Beret is multilingual, so there's that. It's a requirement to make it through selection, so they have to be able to be certified in at least two separate languages. and then that goes into what ODA they can be assigned to. So the too smart for frontline combat, I'd say, yeah, it's not much of a thing. But yes, there are certain jobs they will not allow near the front lines because they are considered to be too niche. So that does exist.
Well, they just also have no
red
place
pillars.
there. You don't send a geospatial analyst to the front line unless you're desperate for manpower.
Yeah. If you're sending a topographic engineer, a map maker, if you're sending them to the front line, you've ran out of a lot of more qualified individuals.
I will say, if Sarah came to rescue me, though, I would probably stuff all my guts back in and run back, because that would be the greatest rescue of all time.
I would like to address something if I could, Sarah.
Why would you be gutted, Clay?
Go ahead, Motor City.
I don't want to get off your guys' topic. You guys seem so interested in this, but I wanted to make a comment about when Sarah was gone. You guys were making threw the question out there: is America racist? 100%. I can give many reasons, and with proof. For every immigrant that has ever come to America, we give slurs for. One thing. Another thing, we were one of the main traders in the slave trade. Racism was created by a social construct for slavery. That is why it is directed usually at Caucasian people here in America. That is the term. So white people cannot technically use the word racist against a minority, because the minority are the ones that have always been oppressed, put down, and shoved aside. Calling names is childish. It doesn't make you better of a person.
Isn't being a minority subjective to your surroundings?
We are a melting pot. We've always invited.
But isn't being a minority subjective to your surroundings?
I was a minority in the Middle East.
For sure.
To be honest, Caucasians are a minority on the planet. So what's the difference?
And the word slave actually comes from Slav. That's where European slavery originated.
I said slave trade specifically.
The United States didn't run the slave trade.
Of the 1600s.
I
was talking about an American
didn't exist in the 1600s.
The question was, is America racist? I wasn't talking about Slovenia. I wasn't talking about anybody else.
America, we're talking about the United States. Stop the fucking word games.
Yeah, but
what
no, America.
About? I was staying on the subject.
So America,
he was staying on the subject. Bringing up Slavs is the biggest what about in global history. Come on.
Well, the whole idea that America led the way in slavery.
No one said America invented slavery, right?
No. I'm not saying they invented it. Motor City claimed that it led the way in slavery.
So Motor City, if I called you a white boy, would you call me racist?
No, I'm a honky. I'm a cracker. I can handle it.
Okay, if I called a black man, is that racist?
Technically, yes. But many of my friends, many of my friends that are black would not be offended because they know it's a childish comment. They know.
Okay, so if I call, so here's to your fucking stupid logic to that. If I call a Mexican, that's racist. If I call an Italian Italian, that's racist.
If you call him a beaner, it is.
It depends on the context of the statement.
Did I use any relative slur?
Hold on, just a sec. Just so we make sure for TOS, do not use the actual slurs, okay?
Well, I'm trying to
for educational purposes only. But let me also slow us down for a second. Ladies and gentlemen, your dono goal, you currently are 2 out of 10 on the dono goal, and you only have 11 minutes left to complete it. So Clay, let us show them how it is done and what we need to do to make this happen.
Sure. You guys know here at Mater Nation, we give you the greatest content because, well, we just so happen to have the greatest hosts of all time. And it can only continue with your assistance. Was 8 to go, so 8 well, shit, we got more than 8 minutes. That's 1 a minute, and we can actually hit the goal plus some. So just hit that dono goal, and we can continue. It's starting to get spicy. Let's keep it going.
Yes, racism is finally on the table. Effigy, tell them, sweet darling, tell them.
All right, y'all, daddy's home. It's time to pull your weight. Time to pull your weight and stop letting other people do all the work for you. People dropping hundos around here, but I need to see a whole bunch of people drop some tens to show that you all care. And to pull your fucking weight.
Yes, pull your fucking weight. Ant, what you got for us, sir?
Wasn't ready for this, sorry. But my usual spiel. This show is supported by you, the audience, like public broadcasting. If you enjoyed the show and wish to support it, I would encourage you to help keep it going with a donation. If you can, please don't strain your wallet. Only give what you can. Thank you.
Thank you, Ant. All right, TJ Sweetwater, first time here. Tell them what they need to do so you can stay on. You're not done yet.
Come on, guys. Support the show. Support Sarah. Support everybody here. Trying to make a difference. Doing what they can. It's a lot of work. Send your money.
Send your money.
Sometimes.
And it looks better in my back pocket than anyone else's. Go ahead for the win. Tell them what they need to do.
If you guys don't help us out with a donation, you're a racist. Help us out, guys.
True.
I like it. Give them the ultimatum. Well done. Well done. Jason, this was your night. You're not done yet. Let them know what they need to do.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, if you want to hear me say racist shit, you need to send in some money. Will I actually say it? I don't know. Pay up and find out.
Ooh. Are we going to get some racist commentary? Motor City, tell them what they need to do.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you love Sarah's content as much as I do, hit that Cash App, donate all the money you can, keep this panel going. I love the content. I even love some of the people up here, even if I don't agree with them. I love the content that they all provide. Please donate.
Donate some freaking money. And let's see, Cameron, tell them what they need to do.
Please donate to Sarah so I can break down how America is at its foundation racist. Please.
Fair enough. Spin City, tell them what they need to do, sir.
All these racist comments, they mind boggle me. But if you want to hear some more racism at its finest, talk to a liberal. They'll give it all to you.
Ooh.
And donate some motherfucking money.
Donate some freaking money. And Shaman Omar is backstage. He wants to get on and talk all sorts of crazy and grift it out. But we can't do that unless you send money. I'm holding Shaman Omar ransom. And if you guys make the dono goal, I'll just trade my spot out for Shaman, and then I'll let the panel go in full chaos mode and see what's up. All right, you guys have officially 7 minutes to finish the dono goal. You owe 8. You are 2 out of 10 right now. Finish it, and we'll keep on going. All right, Clay, back to your thought. I think I interrupted you.
Well, I wanted to ask Motor City because, when he was doing his first initial claim, he mentioned that I don't know who he was referring to when he's saying we, like define we kind of thing. Because like if you're saying the US, that's one we. If you're saying you and your family, that's another we. If you're saying you and the people you hang around. So the people who came up with these slurs, I'm not part of that, but I'm 100% a free American. And I'm trying to understand how you believe, and I'm going to assume here, I'm just making an ass out of you and me, how you assume that I'm part of that crowd that came up with these racial slurs.
I never used the word or your name, Clay.
Yeah, but you said we, so I'm just making sure you're not including that in.
I include anybody that has ever used any kind of slur or directed harmful and demeaning comments towards any minorities. And I think that's almost all of us one time or another in our life.
Well, using a word is not the same thing as coming up with a word and saying that that's the foundation of it.
If you're using it in a derogatory or directive way, it is racist.
But it's
Hey,
not.
Clay,
the
hey, Clay,
foundation.
Clay, do you know if that guy believes that minorities are equally capable as everyone else, or does he think they're different?
I'm curious about that one, but I was just clarifying.
I think they are very equal.
Yeah, 'cause
why do they require special treatment?
I believe that he.
No, they do not.
I believe it's.
I never believe. To be honest, I never believed in affirmative action.
Then why are you defending certain races and pointing the finger?
Because I would defend any American if they didn't have a voice.
Is it because you have white guilt?
Huh, wait.
Oh, I do. I live in the city. I've been in the city. I live in
That doesn't-
Detroit. It's
Can you answer the
80%
question?
black.
Do all Americans deserve a voice?
I was just going to say,
Yes.
why doesn't how does any American not have a voice, dumbass?
Great question.
Well,
I'm
there are
speaking
certain
for
ones
the people that are not able to and can't get on this panel, and because
so are
there's
you
many
referring to
people
free
that don't use YouTube.
So you're
Yeah.
speaking for people that
Who
may
sit
not
here and
have
control
may
this
not have a
panel? You
computer.
occupy it all the time. Other people can't get up here because of people like you.
Really quick, Mo,
I
because
come up
it's
here
your
and
turn
talk
on
for
nowhere.
about 20 minutes when I can get a voice in, and I leave so others can join in against your echo chamber.
Isn't that you just
$10
projecting
will
your
get you up
morality
here.
on the people at large, and isn't that a form
Yeah.
of
I have no
superiority?
problem leaving, and I
So
have
you-
no problem
But
keeping
you're projecting
donating
your
to
moral
Sarah
superiority
I
because
like
you
the
declare
content
that's
she
morally
provides.
righteous, and
I don't
speaking
sit
aloud
here
is
and try
morally
to be
irrighteous.
like I know everything.
Can I chime in on this?
And sit here and call people names like Sin does.
I
Like-
didn't call anybody.
It's amazing to me.
Like Sin does. Thank you.
Yes,
that's
yes, you
that's
do
a new
all
one.
the
Clay,
time.
we
you
have to clip that shit.
You
Clip that
retarded
shit.
kid. You're a retarded.
I just.
I'm a retard. Hold the fuck on. I'm a retardican. I'm a retardican.
Double clan.
I'm a what?
That's racist.
Wait. Hold the fuck on. You want a shots fired at me? I'm your Huckleberry. Go ahead. Go ahead, old dude. Go ahead.
You know he's serious if he's busting out too.
Speed
so-
date.
So
Angry
I
American
just-
called
I
you
just-
Republic Clan. Republic Clan, he said.
I want to be
Yeah,
sure
call
that
them
I
a
understand
Republic
this
I'm a
Clan.
correctly.
Democrat.
Sarah,
Because if you're calling
speed date with the old dude.
if you're calling America racist, that means all Americans.
I'm a racist. I'm an
Are you
equal
Hassan Piker's
opportunist. I
grandfather?
hate anybody of any color. That it is.
Take a
ignorant.
shot at me now.
What do you want to speak of? Let's go on topic.
Okay, let's be on topic. Do you have TDS? Do you suffer from TDS?
Do you have TDS?
Answer my question. Answer my question, strong man.
TDS is a made-up term.
Oh, do you have it?
I hate Trump ever since the 70s. He's a con artist. He's
Oh.
bankrupted
There
everything.
you go.
He's
Answered my
bankrupting his
question.
country. He's made over $8 million a day. No
So,
president in history
are you
has
jealous?
benefited as much as he
Are you
has
jealous
for
on your
his
Social
family.
Security and disability?
You are such a con
Are
artist.
you jealous?
Lying all the time.
Excuse me, I'm
You
lying.
would back Trump till the end of the earth, even if it was flat, and you would walk off the edge.
Oh no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't
Yes, you
walk
would.
anyway,
Yes, you
dumbass. That's how
would.
much you know.
Yes, you would.
That's how much you know about me. I wouldn't walk.
Oh, okay. You'd ride your bike
dumb.
or a car
You're
or
dumb.
whatever off the edge.
I what?
I don't wear Biden t-shirts. I don't wear.
What do you got in the back? What do you got in the background of you, dumbass?
You guys spend hundreds of dollars like it's a fucking football team. Pardon my French. This is not
I
a
do
football
what?
team. This is the United States of America.
Well, hold on. So if I wanted to donate to the stop the TDS fund, you would be
There's
jealous?
no such thing. Stop acting like you're smarter or you have something.
I am highly
Stop
intelligent,
acting
sir.
like you have something credible by using these terms.
I am more credible than you will ever be. I
Oh,
promise.
really?
Oh, yes.
I don't have to sit here and call you names. I can give you facts. You
Okay,
just wanna make
tell me a
look bad.
fact.
You want to
Then-
call me
then
names
hit
like
me-
Libretard,
Listen,
Tommy,
listen,
and
geezer.
everything else.
Listen, geezer, hit me with a fact and I'll debunk it.
Geezer? Now, see, you keep
Yeah,
trying to
geezer.
demean people. What good does that do to act like you're in high school and be a child?
What good is all the leftists and the Democrats doing the same thing? You don't like it. That's my point.
You're not
That's my
intellectual.
point,
You're
sir.
not smart.
That's my
You're a
point, sir.
disingenuous person.
If I call a lefty a retard, they get so offended. But you call me a retard, I'm going to look at you and laugh.
I never called you a retard.
Did I say you did? You're a lefty
Well, I did call you a
retard.
retard again.
You're a lefty. Yeah, well, there you
I
go.
only use those
That's
terms
how you
because
know
I
how to
hear you
spew.
every
That's
other
how
night
your
talking
side
about
always
somebody else
is. That's how you
using
spew.
derogatory names that are worse.
Everything you say is insulting. You cannot have a normal conversation about anybody
I told you
because
let's
you're
pick a topic,
convoluted.
and you wanted to attack me with the TDS comment. You didn't choose a topic. You tried to attack me. So you do not have any substance because you avoided a topic.
The topic of the panel is left versus right.
Topic about any kind of economic
Left versus right.
or business or anything that doesn't
Left versus right.
You did not bring nothing
You
up
just
when I
you
asked
just
you
have
to do
no
that.
idea what
This
you're
is
even saying.
disingenuous. Sarah, you can bring this everybody back up because this guy's a goofball.
Oh no, that's actually her choice. But I asked for the speed date to destroy your dumbass
I
libtardious
don't
shit.
need no speed date. Wouldn't never date no guy. Get out of here.
Neither would I. But you're the one. You're sitting here saying left versus right. That's the topic. You went up against the right.
Lie about January 6th. Lie about Trump.
Everybody stop.
Back
Everybody
until
stop.
the end
Everybody
of the
stop.
earth.
I'm going to say it one more time, then I'm going to start putting people backstage. Thank you. You failed the goal, which means you have exactly 15 minutes to unfuck the goal failure. So here we go. We're in hit it or quit it mode. One big fat red dono goal on my screen or I go to bed. All right, you got 15 minutes to do it. All right, back to you guys.
You know how hilarious it is for Spin to tell anyone not to tell Sarah to put someone up or back down into the panel.
And you know how fun it is. It's her decision when to do it. As I said,
it's up to her, not you. It's her panel.
No shit. Am I dumb like you? No.
They're getting and understanding the power
Hey,
structure.
Moda, are you on the left or the right? I'm curious.
I voted for Reagan. I've voted for many of the Republicans.
He won't answer the question, Shaman. He's a fucking far left fucking
I'm a
idiot.
Democrat, and I would never vote for a Republican again.
Well, you never know that. What if another Reagan comes and you would vote for him?
Maybe unless Adam Kissinger ran for president.
Okay, so then you're not necessarily on the left only or on the right only. So that's
Did I
America.
say I
You will
was?
vote for a Democrat.
I asked you a question if you were on the left and you said I voted for Reagan in the 80s. That was your answer. I don't know.
He lives in
I will
Detroit.
never vote
Michigan
for
is predominantly a blue
Okay,
state.
so you're on the left.
Adam Kissinger or
So the question is left
They
of
are efficient on our
So you're on the left
You're
of what?
you're all talking over each other and nobody can hear any of you. So whatever you're
Yeah, it was
saying
addressed to
doesn't
me,
matter.
so I was answering.
Yeah, so if you're on the left of what? I'm asking.
Left of center.
So then you're off balance.
Because I believe in the Second Amendment. I believe in the Constitution. I believe in many of other things that are on the right. But I believe in everybody's freedoms and liberties. So I am a liberal too.
Okay, then you're not a
agree
leftist.
with both sides on
okay.
certain issues.
Okay, so you have an independent brain. So you're not on the left.
Yeah, exactly. That's a
You're not a leftist then.
He just hates Donald Trump. He just has.
That's fine.
weird
That doesn't mean
CPS.
anything.
That's just what it is.
I do not like Donald Trump. I
You're the
can be
most
honest.
people on the
mean
left.
As I have
liberals, right?
Right
They're
now,
not-
there's a lot of
I have
people on the
said-
right that don't like Donald Trump. That doesn't mean they're on the left by default. We have to wake
As
up.
I
to
have
this.
said in the speed date, he has TDS. Trump
he's the
derangement syndrome. Period.
kind of.
I don't think all Republicans are bad either.
I swear. He's the
The
kind of guy
majority of
that
them actually
finds
are,
out the
believe it or
quarterback
not.
was going to be at the party, and he's
Majority
like,
of them
I don't want
are.
to go because that guy beats me up.
Oh,
what are you
happened?
talking about?
Yeah.
I'm
What
talking
happened
about
to that
you,
guy
dude.
with the shirt off? I wouldn't
My
ask him what he's
girlfriend
doing.
was bisexual. She was around many gay people. I went to gay
I
clubs
bet.
with her and everything.
I bet.
I'm not gay, and I'm not bi.
He's like,
He's not. He's got a gay
he's like,
friend.
I was only sitting around.
I'm very inclusive with
Yeah, the guy's
anybody.
Yo,
Anybody.
who's that guy?
Bro, you admitted to being racist earlier, so I want to ask you about that.
We are all
So-
racist. Just
No,
because
I'm not
you
racist,
can't
bro.
admit
Look,
it.
you're gonna be racist. You're gonna be racist for the rest of your life. I get it. That's
We
great.
all are
You get to
one or
choose your
two steps
ideology.
away from mental
Hold
illness.
on. I want to ask you a fucking question. Can I do that?
Clay.
Can I fucking ask you a question before you start sparking out? You
Go ahead.
admitted.
Go
You
ahead.
admitted to being
Go ahead,
racist.
Clay, you're like
Where
never good
does your-
faith anymore.
Where
ever.
do you derive your racist ideology from? Who taught you to be racist?
There you go. Never good faith. Proved it.
The
Not one
reason
sentence
why
later.
I used that, I'm sorry.
Not one
ahead.
fucking sentence later.
Effigy, I didn't ask you. Why are you being a retard right now?
I don't give a fuck what you
Hey,
say.
I know you don't give a
Hey
fuck.
guys,
Bro,
Sarah,
you have
Touchy
like 5
Tuesdays with
minutes left. I'm
Effigy
just
and
gonna
Clay.
talk over you, Effigy, because you're going to be a retard your whole life. So anyway, I'd like to.
Well, I
hear
think no
from
matter
Motor
who
City.
talked, you would fucking
Actually,
talk
no,
over
I
them.
don't
I
wanna
will
hear-
give an answer once everybody
I don't want
quiet.
to hear Effigy really because he's going to talk transgender bullshit.
Touchy
But what I
Tuesdays
do
with
wanna hear is
Effigy
I
and
want
Clay.
to hear from I want to hear from Motor City why he is racist.
Okay. I grew up in Detroit. Now, I grew up with all white friends
I have
when I
no
was
wonder.
young. Okay.
Effigy,
There was
I
there
can't
was
hear you when you're talking, Effigy. Shut the fuck up, dude.
The lady
I
don't
grew up
protest
in
No, I
Detroit.
did not say talk. I said shut the fuck up. That's actually the opposite of what I said. I want to hear from Motor City. He said he's racist. I want to know why he's racist.
I'm your huckleberry.
Well, I just want to know, Effigy.
Okay.
Touchy
When I was a
Tuesdays.
child, majority of Detroit was like 70% white. Okay. The demographics changed. Now it start moving the other direction. Now there was white groups and black groups. We played football with all black guys. We had an all white team. We were always against each other. Did we use racial slurs? 100%.
Did you
That's
ever win,
why
though?
I say I have a racist background, because I can be honest with myself and say that I use those terms. But now that I've lived here for 45 to almost 50 years of my life, I have found that almost every African American, Arabic person, Oriental, Greek, Polish person, they are all good people. There's just a small percentage of all of us, even Caucasian people. All of us can be a great person, but there is more points and times in our life that we have made direct derogatory terms or attacks towards a group that wasn't like us. So to say that you're not racist, you're just lying to yourself.
Well, let me ask you something. Do you actually believe
Seneca-
that
You would
any
all
of
be
the
lying to
racists are
yourselves.
unequal?
Sorry, Clay. You would all be lying to yourselves if you think this show is going to go anywhere beyond the next 9 minutes if you don't get that big fat red dono goal in my chat right now. It is hit it or quit it mode. You have to do it.
Come on, get that.
Did I answer
So-
your question, Clay?
Well, no, it really didn't because I don't.
Oh, okay. Direct it again.
He did,
Okay,
Clay.
so-
And I'll
Yeah.
give you short term this way, this time.
Do you believe that any person when they're born based on their skin color is
No.
unequal to any other person based on their skin color?
I believe everybody is equal.
Then you're not racist. You're not
Exactly.
racist.
I'm not
That is
saying
the
I'm
baseline
racist
of racism.
today. I'm not saying I'm racist today.
Skin
I'm
color
just
is the basis
saying
of
that
racism.
I'm an equal opportunist.
I don't think you
Okay,
understand
that's
what
not
racist. I'll
racist,
pass
dude.
it.
Everyone in New York and Chicago, everyone uses racial slurs. What does that mean? Who cares? Everyone's
It
saying
just
racial
proves
slurs
that
in
you
Europe.
can't demean
Yeah, but
somebody
you did-
in,
you did-
culture.
in
It's
a
called culture.
intellectual way. You have
Spin
to be
and
a
I call
child.
each other racist shit every single episode. Who cares?
It's not the right thing to do. Even if you can come up with that idea or that claim, that's true. Everybody does throw around a lot
If I
of bad
tell you my
language.
family's
I
from
do it
Afghanistan
too.
and I trigger you
That
for 3
doesn't
more
make
minutes, you'll
me
start calling me
more
a
right by
cowhead.
putting you down.
3 minutes.
Well, if you think what we're saying is
Eight-
racist, maybe you don't belong on the panel.
You're a racist if you don't send me $100 now. And Admiral Gibbs is waiting backstage. Whoever sends that big hundo can choose who the fuck we boot the hell out of here to get Mr. Gibbs on here. We know he's a hot mess express coming in hot, but we need one big fat red dono. You have less than 8 minutes to do it. Do it.
Well, and Motor City did bring up something that was actually racist. Why are black people called African American? Start there. They're Americans. There's no ties back to Africa. That's nothing. You don't call people Irish American, Mexican American. You don't do any of that stuff.
What are you talking about? Do you think they came from China?
All I want to know is whatever happens.
Why do you add a racial or demographic?
Can you guys hear me?
Suffering motherfucker. That's what you
Can
are.
you hear me?
If they were born in Detroit, they were born in America. They weren't born in Africa.
And never come back ever again. Shame
Can
on
you guys? Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Whatever happened to sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me.
Here's
But listen,
what I can
what does
tell
that
you.
actually
Well,
mean?
Here's
what does
what
that
I
actually
can tell
mean?
you though. Here's why. Because there's a bunch of people that act like little bitches that are entitled to people giving a fuck about their fucking feelings, and that's why the sticks and stones is only applicable to people who don't give a fuck about your fucking feelings.
Yeah.
And,
Well, what
that,
I think
like
it really
Canada,
means is
pass legislation. If you say something wrong about somebody, you can be criminally charged. They have feelings police now.
But this is what this is what I was getting at. What it really means when you say names will never hurt. What that really means is words can never hurt you. They physically can never hurt you. You have to allow that word to hurt you, so you're hurting yourself. Right?
This is very true. This is very true.
I went off on this last night. Dehumanizing words can lead to actual violence. Every single genocide in history has started with someone being dehumanized and getting to the point where populations feel that it is okay to commit mass violence. Their empathy has been chipped away. Just saying words don't hurt things. They fucking affect your mind, dude. They create your reality. Stop saying this bullshit. The more you fucking talk to people like they're pieces of shit, the more you will think that they are not human and you can harm them and get away with it.
Offense is taken.
I'm trying to express
Thank you,
that you guys apparently have forgotten or never read.
I wasn't projecting to describe the history of every genocide.
Fucking retard.
5 more minutes to put one big fat red dono on my screen, or we go the fuck home. I just had coffee. I'm ready to fucking go. What's up with you guys? And Gibbs is still sitting backstage patiently waiting to come tear new assholes into all of y'all. So figure it the fuck out.
By the way, you don't call when a Russian person moves to America, you don't call them a European American. So why are you calling a ninth generation black person African American?
But we do, though, right? There
No,
are people who
I'm saying we do. But
we do.
are of European American.
No, RPG, I'm saying I'm saying we do, and we actually should stop because a lot of the foundational Black Americans say
you get that people have a descent, right? Like all people descend from somewhere, right? Like they trace their lineage.
Not anymore. Not anymore. They don't.
Argument for
I
the
know
foundational Black
FG totally
Americans
thinks
say
there is a growing multiracial minority here. It's always Nate.
It's always Nate. Nate loves us. He is our shh. This is my time to talk to Nate. Okay? Nate does this for me to make me smile. Right? Right, Nate? Right? We love you so much, Nate, and I would love to see nothing but fucking tomatoes in that chat because all y'all just got saved by the Almighty with 2 eyes, Nate. He loves you guys so much that he couldn't let you lose this amazing, wonderful content, and he said, you know what? It's all right, guys. Let me handle. I'll be the hero. It's okay. I'll be the hero. All right. Now, I will also say, Admiral Gibbs is still backstage. Almighty Nate, would you? It is your option and your choice. Just tag me in the chat and let me know. Would you, sir, like to boot any of these motherfuckers off the screen in order to bring Admiral Gibbs up to fuck everything up? If you want to do that, just let me know either way in the chat. Just pick somebody, anybody. We love you so much. We've got Spin, we've got Motor City, we've got Ant, we've got For the Way, we've got Clay, we've got Effigy, Shaman Omar, we've got TJ, we've got Cameron, all hanging up here that are perfectly bootable. He said, let Clay choose. Ooh, wow. Wow, Mr. Clay, what an honor. Wait. It's Almighty Nate is actually Clay.
That's
This is his rich alter ego.
No, unfortunately, I'm not the Almighty Nate. I'm only just a man. I am Clay. I am Brick.
Drum roll, please.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Avatar. Sorry, Cam.
All right, Cameron. Sorry, the avatars usually get hit first. We're gonna tuck you backstage and bring on Mr. Gibbs. Hello. Yeah. And I think everyone on panel should now, because now you're not interrupting me, should now say thank you, Almighty Nate. We love you.
Thank you, Nate. Love you.
Thank you, Nate.
Yeah, love you, Nate. Thank you.
All right, Gibbs, fuck it up.
Yeah, I gotta say, I have never heard more retarded bullshit than I have heard tonight. We got people like saying Citadel is religious, whenever a Citadel just means like center, Jesus Christ. We got people saying political skin, race. That's crazy. It's called saving your skin. That's a known expression. Clay, I'm looking at you. I'm glad you brought me in here because, damn, son. And then. Spin, I love you, brother, but we got to work on the difference between argument and insult. Like an insult is not an argument. Dear Lord, that's something we got to talk about. Anyway, yeah, good to see all y'all though. Got to critique everybody here as we come in. Yeah, I mean, somebody said that everybody's racist. They're absolutely correct. We're all racist because we're all product of growing up where we grew up. There's no way you can't not be racist by the definition they put forth as racism. However, I think that's pretty fucking stupid. So, whatever. Because the only color I care about is green, and making my goddamn taxes.
Or red.
So that's what I got.
That's racist. Only color you care about is green. That's racist.
So you're racist, Gibbs?
Oh yeah,
I am. I'm a proud racist against pores.
He's also a liar. That's the
you're right. No, just say you're racist.
Wait.
No, I'm just gonna go with classist. I hate the
Gibbs. Gibbs has initiated the glasses stream, ladies and gentlemen. He put his sunglasses on. It is official. We are now in glasses mode. Oh shit! I don't know if these will fit with the hat, but whatever. We'll fucking make it work. All right, glasses stream initiated.
Gibbs, if an insult can't be an argument, right? It says fallacious, except for in one terminology. Because if I want to make the argument and that someone's gay and use the F word, I can draw the conclusion from demonstrating behavior and patterns of behavior that can actually act as a function in a judgment to confirm my argument. Do you understand, sir? But that's a good example.
Yeah, I actually don't disagree with that. But I mean, I was
just because the slur is associated.
You're right. Yeah. But
I only know how to use that for that word. Because there's someone acted gay 4 times on the. No, I'm just trying to trigger a few people on the panel to get this going.
Yeah.
Oh wait, here we go. Wearing glasses at night are racist.
Because he burns the
That's racist. You want to look at that.
Well, how come if you call someone a fat Jew as an objective description, that's racist? When Bilzerian called Randy Fine, who's fat, definitely, and is also Jewish, obviously, and proudly displays both in a Congress, as a matter of fact, on television. So how's that racist? Let's hear the argument.
Say that again.
If Dan Bilzerian calls Randy Fine a fat Jew, and he objectively displays both fatness and his Jewishness on display with yarmulke and 350 pounds, is that racist a description? Because he was declared racist for that. Or if you call someone, if I see Gibbs and I go, that Mexican guy with long hair, is that racist? Or is it? How can it be racist as an objectively description?
Yeah, I agree with that. It's just an objective description.
Well, Mexican is a specific country affiliation, right? You could say Hispanic and be more accurate because that would be the actual racial type. But by Mexican, you're saying this specific country and connecting it to potentially other assertions
he's
or
Mexican.
assumptions.
No, Mexicans are proud to be Mexican. They don't want to be called Hispanic. Right?
That's why I said slurs.
I mean, I don't
we
care about
make
that
up
either way.
slurs for all immigrants.
Hispanic isn't a
They would
slur.
call all Mexicans Mexican.
You know what is a slur? Latin words.
My argument. No. Let me clarify. Let me clarify. If you use certain races, if I were to say Dan Bilzerian is an Armenian guy on steroids, no one blinks an eye. If I say Charlemagne the God is a black, right. But if you say Randy Fine is a fat Jew, all of a sudden that's declared a racist statement because he's Jewish.
Yeah, the question is if
it's
it's descriptive, if you're being descriptive. Well, I guess it's racist if you add on some type of prejudice to it, right? So if you say I'm not going to hire such and such because he's a blank blank, then you would be applying some type of racism because you're applying a prejudice to it.
Whereas if you said that exact same statement at like a comedy roast of the guy, the intention would not be the same, correct?
No, I agree, but I'm saying in this world, it
you
seems
can't just say that words
can,
exist separate from their meanings and context and subtext.
My point of bringing it up is, seems that we declare what is racist based off of specific races being sensitive when you use their race in context of any description.
I think everyone's just a bunch of vaginas that can't get over the fact that people utilize words.
This stuff all day. They don't. Nothing. They don't. White people are getting shit on all day for being white.
You know why is it that the left uses racism? They'll go, "You're a racist," and they use it as this like shutdown speech.
Exactly.
So they don't have an argument. They just go, "Shut the fuck up."
I'll tell you what's more interesting to me.
This is like what if I'm out at a bar and this has happened quite a few times, and a black dude walks up and starts talking to me, and I'm like, yeah, hey, and I'm cordial, I'm nice. And then he says, let me get your number. And I'm like, no, I'm good. Thank you. And he's like, why? Is it because you're racist? Is it because I'm black? And I'm like, no, it's because you're fucking ugly. Right. Like, and they can't accept it. They can't accept it. I'm all of a sudden a racist because I don't want to trade numbers with you. What if I said I was gay?
But are they talking about your racial proclivity, or are they just trying to hurt you? It's like if a guy gets his feelings hurt by another guy and he like calls him the F slur or something like that, just to try and emasculate him. Does he actually think he's gay, or is he just trying to hurt him?
But isn't him calling me a racist in that moment a way of trying to hurt me and guilt me?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's just a way to try to hurt you because it's become such a hot thing to call people.
Right. And that's what I'm saying is, and it gets on my fucking nerves because I'm white, right? Because I'm white, like I'm a racist because I didn't give my phone number to a black person.
I think that there's something interesting about this convo I think we aren't talking about though, which is that like the use of it has become so prevalent, right? That it's like almost like the boy who cried wolf. It's like lost its sting.
Only for
I'll tell you another word. I'll tell you another word that's like almost lost its sting is the PDF. Like I've heard people on the left go, "Oh, you voted for Trump, you're automatically PDF." I've heard people on the right do the same thing for like other groups. Like it's like going left and right, and like now it's to the point that like everybody's been called this. It has no power.
No. Hang on. What do you expect?
Hold on. Let me just finish. Hold on.
Then you don't care all of a sudden.
No. Hold on. Let me finish though, because what I'm saying is though. Is when I've been talking about them, first of all. Second of all, like whenever sitting here talking about using these and just calling everybody the racist or everybody a PDF or everybody this or everybody that, is it loses the sting, and then you let actual racists get in here and then they push their agenda, or actual PDFs sneak in legislature, and we don't actually pay attention because it's been used so much that like we're not even doing it. So yeah, I think there is some legitimacy to hey, we need to call out this shit, but at the same time, it's like when everybody's something, then nobody's that thing. And that's a problem. Like, do you disagree with that? Whoever was interrupting me? Yeah, that's what I thought.
I mean, if anything,
the battle.
I'll take that as a dub.
Go ahead, Kraut. Sounds like
you fucking get my point on that.
First, Sarah, you're welcome because I'm the one that brought this up. I'm pretty sure I'm the.
I told you, race always wins.
Second off, I want to ask the question real quick. Who said that words can lead to violence by dehumanizing a certain group of individuals? Who said that?
A black guy.
Who said that?
A black guy.
Do you dispute that?
Do you dispute that?
Well, I'll agree with your argument to make a point, Are you pro-abortion?
You're going to make a point by going by a completely different topic. I'm pro-choice.
No, you
yes.
got to no. Oh, okay. So you dehumanize a certain group of individuals, right?
Do I think
The fact
that
that you communicate.
earlier in human development that they have less moral worth? Most likely, yes.
So
I
you
think you do too.
dehumanize them. That's
Sure, you
literally
do too, then. Sure, but if that's your definition, then you do too. Sure.
You disagree with what Effigy's saying though, where like they have like the words can dehumanize somebody. Like look at Rwanda and the Tutsis, like right, like they literally got on the radios and stirred people up and had them to one of the largest genocides in history. Like,
hold on, bro.
That happens.
No,
Like,
so
just curious.
I agreed with Effigy for the argument, but I don't agree with him in practice, if that makes sense. I just wanted to agree with him to get his answer. And no, I don't dehumanize.
Sure you
for
do.
life.
I can prove it right
How?
now.
Okay.
If you're in an IVF clinic, the thing's on fire. To your left is a freezer full of 100 embryos. To your right is a 5-year-old child. You can only save one. Which one do you save?
I say both because I have special skills.
5-year-old child, and it's not
Only
even
save one.
fucking
Which
close.
one do you
Effigy.
save? Either 100 fertilized embryos or a 5-year-old living, breathing child. Which one do you save?
Amazing.
None of them. We watch it burn, baby.
Hold on. The embryos are fertilized.
They are fertilized. If you don't take them out of there, they're going to burn. Electricity's going to go out. They're all going to die.
All right. Well, I've heard this hypothetical before, and I'll answer your question, but then I'll ask you a question. I would save the 5-year-old child, much like for the much like for the reason a lot of conservatives will say the only reason for an abortion, even though it sucks regardless, is that the mother's life is in danger. It goes along that same topic. So yes, I will pick the 5-year-old breathing child. Now, when do you think the offspring matters?
When is my deadline? I would probably say when conscious experience starts to happen, when it deploys in the brain.
When is that?
The more we
You
can
don't
hone
become
that
conscious until like 7.
We don't know when we become conscious.
No. There is a point where your brain basically turns on and becomes a factory of conscious experience.
Do you know when that
somewhere
is?
around 20-something weeks.
Hey, can I point out a random fact right now? I just noticed this. This is fucking awesome. We only just hit our 15K 2 weeks ago, and we're already up to 15.2. So we gained over on the Raging Tomato. So we gained 200 subs in 2 weeks.
When I looked earlier, it was 15.1.
We just hit it. It's awesome. I'm showing 15.2 right there. Right there.
Yep.
Yeah, congrats.
That's awesome.
I think I'm going to start wearing sunglasses for debates. This is great.
Hold on.
Trout, I would also say that we both agree on that one too.
It helps the eyes when you have this.
Hold on. Me and the Effigy are about to come to an agreement. We're about to agree on something.
Sorry, I did interrupt you.
Yeah, like I was saying, I think we would both agree on my point just now, because I think we would both agree that we value a person who is walking around having a conscious experience more than a person who's brain dead, right? Even though they are technically alive.
Well, no. So hold on. I want to get a strong stance from you. So, would you cut off abortions after 20 weeks?
After the conscious experience, yeah, I would be okay with that. I'm fine with limits on abortion. Yeah, I never said it's like a completely moral black and white. Like you must allow it all the way until the day before it's no one's like that. Like
okay.
we all have those
Now, hold on. I'll say one more thing on this, because this is about dehumanizing, not necessarily abortion. This is one of the reasons I gave why nobody on this panel wanted spoons, and they would prefer you, because at least you're consistent and you don't argue in bad faith. I give you that, FSB. Now, again, I want to make it clear. The reason, no doubt. The reason I picked the 5-year-old over the 100 embryos is the same reason why any rational conservative, which we all are, it's just the far right that's on that fucking dumb fuckery. We would pick the life of the mother over the child if she's in danger. And with today's technology, they can tell very early on. But that's why I gave my answer to that scenario you gave.
But you get what I'm saying, though, in the scenario, though, right? I can take out all the danger elements and say, like, but if these are equal, if your argument, what you're saying is correct, then this is the equivalent of 100 children versus one child.
Except it's a false
So
dichotomy.
if I had the choice and I could easily save 100 children, yet one child had to die, but if I tried to save that one child, 100 children
saving
died.
children by
The trolley
abortions, though.
bullshit. Come on, man.
Saying,
What are you
man.
doing with 500
Hey,
embryos?
I'm the one using your fucking arguments and logic against you. That's
500
not
embryos in
mine.
your basement. What are you doing with 500 embryos in your fucking basement, dude?
That's why I said it in a burning IVF
Hold
clinic.
Well,
I was
but
specific
your
about
own
my location.
Do they know for a fact that consciousness starts at 20 weeks? I never looked that up. I just know that everything grows by week 11. They just get bigger.
All right. Are we talking about law, morality, emotions, or preference? Like, what are you guys even arguing?
Well, again, I'm trying to.
In their basement.
This is my. Hold on. This is my argument that he made the statement about
is it about morality, law, emotions, or preference? Like what are you arguing?
Well, I base most of my arguments off of Christianity.
So morality,
morally speaking.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
but I base it off that. I base it off of, like me and Clay were talking about this the other night with rights. I base my thoughts on rights, on my Christianity, and I work off of that. I try to live by the 10 Commandments. I can't remember the last time I read the fucking Bible, but I try to live off of the 10 Commandments.
So does effigy. Don't worry.
Yeah, but yeah, it's about dehumanizing. Now, I believe I'm pro-life from the moment of conception. Again, I'm a classical conservative. If the life of the mother is at risk, unfortunately, yeah, go ahead. It's a shitty situation regardless.
Kick her down the
but
stairs.
It's really Peter Griffin. Kick her down the stairs. I don't know if you guys watch Family Guy. Honey, are you pregnant?
Okay,
but yeah,
so let me ask you another question.
dehumanizing.
If you have two random children across there that are 5, and do you have any children of your own?
I got 3 beautiful kids.
Okay, I have 4. So don't take God forbid what I'm saying. But if you had one of yours over here and there were 2 random ones you don't know over there, and you can only save one group, so which one would you save? Your own, obviously, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, me too.
But, however,
That's value ethic.
No, but crowd, real quick. The point Effigy was making, which was an interesting one, which I've never heard before. He's saying that
I've heard it a couple
life progression with time changes because you would save a child over 90-year-old, right? But then we would let women and children go on the boat, and strong men would say on the Titanic, for example, right? So
everyone has different value.
Moral parameters that we
all. Well, no, hold on.
I'd ask the question if
I think Effigy's question has more value than yours, because of course somebody is going to save their own kid versus some random fucking person.
But his was of course too, because we all save the child that's 5. But the point he's trying to make was made. He's basically saying that the value of life is different based off of time. So
no, it's not. It's not.
Agreed.
He said 500 fertilized embryos.
No,
I'm assuming those are outside the womb.
Yeah, but they're life.
Hold on. The dude right next to Effigy, understand where I'm coming from.
Dude.
I gave my answer, and I gave the reason for my answer with Effigy's question. Your question is just fucking stupid. Who would pick saving somebody? Who would pick saving somebody else over their own kid? It's not about life stages change the values. It's I don't want my fucking kids to die.
Some people would actually send their
it's a very fucking good question. Because according to religions, there would be 2 souls and 1 soul, actually. So I need to ask, what type of morality are you talking about? Yes, if you were strictly biblically speaking, you have the ability to save 2 souls or 1 soul. The greater deed, according to religion, would be saving them more souls and less souls.
Depending on
you can even look at. Hold on, I would say my kid over 100 kids. But that's me. That's my choice.
No, it is.
But morally speaking, which is your argument about abortion, it's morally righteous to save more souls than less. That's the thing.
Well, you know what's really interesting is you look at it from the opposite.
I'm not saying I would do it. I'm saying that's the moral argument. That's not my argument.
I just want to throw this out there.
Okay, well, how many women gets abortions just because they don't want to have the kid, and how many clinics burned down with 100 fucking embryos?
That's not the argument. That's your. He asked you a separate question about your choices. I agree with you over abortions than him, but you're changing a different argument now.
Yeah, I was just smacking one of your justifications around.
So you would you would save 2 random people over your own fucking kid?
No, dude, for the third time, that's not my position. I would save my kid, any of them, over 100 other kids.
No, wait, yeah, but there you go. We're talking about value ethics versus utilitarianism,
yes,
right?
I understand.
How many people would you save versus your one child? Would you sacrifice?
Hold on.
If you had the choice between a million
He's
people and your one child, would you kill a million people?
He's making the argument about his own morality, like we're here to discuss his morality.
Look, in the eyes of the parent, their kids' lives are more valuable than any life they could ever fucking fathom.
Hold on. It's not all morality. Well, hold on. So, what happens though when you look at the punishment end, right? So, like, say, like I'm going down the street and I'm wasted, and I fucking ran my F-150 into a mother that's like that's pregnant. She doesn't have a kid, but she's got but she's pregnant. Now, I can get charged with like vehicular homicide or manslaughter and 2 counts because they're going to count for both, right? But as opposed to like, hey, what if she was on the way to the abortion clinic? Well, she's going to kill the baby anyway, but they'll still charge me with 2